Hey guys. Okay, so as a lot of you know, I'm actually in Sofia, Bulgaria right now, and I had an idea to do something a little different. Now, this is sports related, but what we're going to talk about today is sports in the National Museum of Archaeology in Bulgaria. Bulgaria is a very small country now, but it was not centuries ago, okay? Bulgaria is often mentioned as the crossroads of civilization. And the reason that is because of its geographical location. And why Bulgaria is so important geographically is because it's in the southeastern part of Europe. To the east is still a gateway, which we call the gateway to the Middle East. And despite it being in Europe, it's only just a small sea away to the south to ancient Egypt. So you can imagine that for thousands of years, this place has seen a lot of history. We're talking King Richard crossing to the Crusades. You know, he went through here. This country has seen probably just about anything you can imagine. But what I want to start talking about first is the Thracians. You guys ever seen 300? Well, there was another group like that here in Bulgaria, and they were called Thracians. If you think back to Ajax from the Trojan War, he was Thracian. Or if you think about Spartacus, he's probably the most famous Thracian warrior. But Spartacus, the one who led the revolt against the Roman Empire, the slave uprising, Thracian, Bulgarian. So, and you can still see that Bulgarian, Thracian type physique and manner today. It's still in their DNA. We want to start as early as ancient Greece. Because during the Trojan War, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Troy with Brad Pitt, but there were a lot of Thracians used in that war because they were some of the best warriors around. The thing is that they weren't loyal to really anybody. So they were warriors for hire. And so they could be seen fighting with Agamemnon and the Greeks, or they could be seen defending Troy. But the point is that this was a time where war started to introduce people into sport, the crossing of the two. Because when there's not war, men, soldiers, people like this, they have no other trade. If you didn't have a trade or trade craft and that you were a soldier and you had no war going on, what are you supposed to do, right? So sports became kind of an idea. Of course, you guys know the Olympics started in ancient Greece, and we're very close to a lot of the first places that these were introduced. But did you know that football has been around since Rome? Would you believe me if I told you that? Okay, well, I say football. It's a little different. This kind of football. All right, now you ready for this? This is crazy. Believe it or not, it was called association football. So I know it's referred to sometimes as soccer. So it was once called that. But what would happen is that the entire city would be involved. So different cities had different rules, okay? But here in Serdica, and then when it became Sofia, when it was part of the Roman Empire, they played a game that was unique to this area. What would happen is that every citizen would be there. Every citizen would be involved. They'd take a ball. The idea would be for the game master would start the game from one border of the city. The ball cannot touch the ground. The ball has to reach the other end of the city. Okay? Think about this. So think about hot potato or something like that, you know? But with every citizen involved, we're talking men, women, children, everyone. And you're thinking, well, where's the sport in that? Well, first of all, the sport is not letting it hit the ground and making it across the city. But Bulgarians, they made it a little more interesting because they thought the Roman version was too easy. So the Bulgarians had something called instigators. These people, it was their job to mess it up. So it was their job to mess things up. So they would come in and cause kind of like not focused, You couldn't, now these instigators, they couldn't touch anybody. That would be cheating, because it's easy. If you just see someone going for the ball and then you knock them over and then they drop it, okay? But they would say things and yell things to kind of get your attention and make it much more difficult. And that's how they did it. But this was a sport that is basically the start of almost every team sport that we have now. So I'd say it's the earliest version of football. Soccer. Think about soccer. Now, in this game, you can't kick the ball, but you can do something like a hacky sack. So you can hit it like that. Okay? So you can hit it. You can bounce it off your head. Sound familiar? And we all know that our football comes from a version of soccer and rugby. So, the original NFL. But everybody played, not just men. Pretty cool, huh? But come on, I want to show you some more stuff. Yeah. After these people started doing things like this, and like I said, peacetime made it difficult for a warrior or a man who was a soldier to keep in shape and keep his edge. They created gladiators and things like that, and chariot races and things of that nature. But what you might not know is that these people were treated like celebrities. Okay? So, I know y'all have all seen the movie Gladiator, right? And in that movie, a lot of them are slaves, and they end up trying to win their freedom, right? That definitely went on, okay? But then you had men who were charioteers, so chariot racers. Like, if you ever seen the movie Ben-Hur? So in Ben-Hur, he is a chariot racer. Well, who is the guy he's going against? He's a Roman tribune. These weren't just all slaves and stuff like that. These people were skilled. Now, it is true that if a slave did well, eventually he could possibly win his freedom. Mm-hmm. Okay? But if you did well, you would be treated with good food, women, you'd get a lot of attention, things like that. Now, today we glorify our athletes more than any time in human history. But it doesn't mean that we invented it, because we didn't. Look at that. This is more like the Dark Ages, what we know as the Dark Ages. So, with the Dark Ages came a lot of loss. So we lost a lot of... Hey guys, how y'all doing? Okay, I apologize for the delay, guys. The software company I'm using, the software broadcasting software, updated itself. Well, wanted to update, and I always update it when I see an opportunity, because in the past they've always added new features. Well, this shows me that from now on I need to test those features before I go live, hours before I go live, because apparently there's something wrong with it. I cannot add another microphone on the software. Don't know what happened. I had to restart my computer and everything. Still not working. So apparently whatever this update did, it screwed up things. So, Milena, if you want to speak, your microphone doesn't work anymore, so you might as well just put that down. It's not even useful for you. You're going to have to speak very loud. So, but apologies. I tried to fix it. That's what took so long. I was trying to make it work, but I couldn't. But I will definitely be contacting them and seeing what the hell they're doing. But anyway, besides that, I'm really glad to be back. I know we missed last week, and that's like the first time I think we've missed a week in probably since football season, I think. But yeah, I have a lot going on. So like I told you guys, I'm in school here, so I had a lot of finals test. Very stressful, a lot, just I think a week off was pretty good for everybody probably, considering there's not a lot of NFL news, at least football related or sports related. There's not a lot. Let's see. Oh, we already have a super chat. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm going to have to move you for a second. Okay, I'll move you back. There you go. This super chat from Psycho Mantis, $5. He says, between moving my shop and my grandfather's death, I'm back. Let's go. I apologize. I'm sorry to hear that about your grandfather. Yeah, I miss my grandparents. The last one of my grandparents, the last living of my grandparents died when I was 18. So, and one of them I never met. She died before I was born, but I wish I had known mine much better. And so my condolences for that. And your shop, I don't know, is that a good or a bad thing? So you tell us. Let's see, who do we have here tonight? Really glad to see you guys. Zach, hey. Will Road, what's up, man? Nice image of Julian Edelman there. J-Rod Will. Have a pretty good idea who that is. Dennis, how's it going, man? Thank you for staying up. I know it's late in Germany. Shaq, of course. By the way, guys, we are going to have a tribute show tonight. Shaq has something planned for us. I don't even know what it is. It's a new concept that he's got going. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm excited. And I don't know which one of you guys are going to try to defeat me tonight. So, but we'll get to that soon. Dave98, what's up, man? My father's here. Thank you. 3X Deep, nice to see you. Sissy Chubbs, I remember. You're a girl. Josh, what's up, man? Yeah, oh, don't worry. I'm going to get on that Chris Sims list. I saw it. Don't worry. I didn't miss it. Megan, what are you doing here? Hey, kiddo. Megan, if you guys don't know, that's my niece. So, and actually, Megan is one of the original starters of Von Allen Sports. And back when we had the Facebook group, when it very first started, I think it was November of 2018. We started the Facebook group before the channel, and Megan is one of the founders of that, and she was a moderator for a long time. Lord Varsh, hey, nice to see you. Tyree Vaughn, what's up, man? By the way, don't worry, Shaq is going to get that super chat, so it's all taken care of. Jason, the red coat is here. Adrian Starr, Jason, he's here too. We got two Jasons in the house. I'm happy to see you guys. It's awesome. So as you guys know, there has been a lot going on in the sports world, and it hasn't been really sports related. And the problem is that it is decided apparently that a lot of our athletes, or evidently all of them or most of them, along with the owners of the teams and along with the companies who endorse them, have decided to become a political party. and politicians, disguised in the name of what is considered social justice, or any number of fancy terms to cover up for the fact that they are, in fact, politicizing everything. And just a heads up, if you don't want to talk about anything like this, for the next 10-15 minutes, I will be talking about the political situation in sports. So I'm just giving you a heads up right now if you are not interested in that, and then you can come back later if you'd like for the trivia game. But the reason I've decided to do this, and I have been quiet on the matter pretty much this whole time, and the reason I've decided to say a few things about how I feel about it, and there are several things that I think about these things, is because it's gotten out of hand. And we are at a very dangerous crossroads right now. And not just in sports, but in the country itself. Now, I do know, I'm well aware that everybody in the sports world on YouTube has decided to do a video, to reach out, or whatever they consider reaching out, or because they care about people. Really what it is, it's a fad, okay? For them, it is no different than a new trend, a new Twitter website, or a new iPhone, or whatever. It's just whatever is hot at the time. That's what it is. I particularly was disturbed by a video by J.T. O'Sullivan, who I have a lot of regard for, who basically summed up that his entire life and his accomplishments was given to him. And I thought that was pretty disturbing. So I thought that J.T. O'Sullivan made it as a quarter NFL to the NFL and got his degree and is now a hit on YouTube. I thought that was from hard work. I had not realized that it was given to him. Now, apparently, he had made it very clear that it was all handed to him because of white privilege. I didn't get that. I don't know if I missed the moment where that was being handed out. I don't know if I missed my moment where I could have been an NFL quarterback because of being white. I don't know where you guys might have missed a moment where you were going to get something out of it. I have no idea. But he believes that. He believes that, apparently. Well, let me rephrase. He says that. I don't know if he believes it. But I found it very irritating and very difficult for people who have worked hard, and it was kind of just self-serving. That's a problem. All right? The truth is that there are problems in the country. There are always problems in a country. Always. Every country has problems. In fact, I'm sitting in one right now where corruption is out of hand. It's a complete mess. There's no perfect place. There is no heaven that people are searching for or think is better. I've been in a lot of places in the world. I can tell you, without a doubt, we are the greatest nation in the history of planet Earth. Okay? That is not me being arrogant. That is not saying that, United States is number one. There has been no superpower or empire, for that matter, that has been more for a force for good in history. Does that mean we're perfect? No. Okay? So for every good deed that we do around the world, for every country we help out, there's stupid crap like Vietnam. Okay? Vietnam was a political war, and we all know that. Everybody knows that. It was nonsense. But again, compare us to any other nation or history, or even current nations right now. The good ones, the ones that are flourishing, they do it with our assistance. Doesn't mean that we're better than them.
I'm just saying that as a superpower, we could annihilate the planet. We could do whatever we wanted to. Okay, you had the Roman Empire, you had all these empires and stuff. We do better, more good than harm in history. That is so. The reason I'm saying this is because I think people have lost touch of how good we have it. There are people in other countries. There are people in this country right now, in Bulgaria, who just fought communism 30 years ago. Okay, fought to get rid of it. They're watching us, the United States, and going, what the hell are they doing? Why are they doing that? Don't they know how good they have it? Today I was at dinner and a Bulgarian waitress asked me, what the hell am I doing in her country? Like, why would I want to be here? I said, well, I go to school here. She said, why? You're from America. Why would you ever want to come here? She couldn't figure it out. And no matter what I told her, I said, I'm interested in your country. I like your country. All this stuff. It didn't make sense to her because I'm from America. And to them, that's a celebrity. That is a big deal. That is something. I didn't do anything to be American. I was just born. That's it. Location is what made me American. I didn't earn that. But yet, she treated me like, wow, amazing. Okay? Again, do we have things in our history that aren't good? Come on, don't be naive. Of course we do. Everyone does. Every country, every civilization does. But the last thing I need is some football player telling me how to feel, how to think, what's best for us, what's best for society, what's best for anybody, when they're going home every night to their $10 million mansions. They are living the American dream while claiming there is no American dream. They're playing a child's game for millions of dollars while the rest of us are working our asses off and just trying to pay the bills. And this is a big problem. And now, what started out as a movement for police brutality has become a political party. And yes, I'm referring to Black Lives Matter. I will tell you this straight up, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is officially right now, it is a Marxist, communist organization. It is a political party. And the reason you can know that, well, you don't have to check. Yeah, I know. You don't have to check that they say it. They already say it. But I didn't need them to say it to know what they are, to identify them. When you are a movement of any kind, and you are for social justice, or you are for helping somebody out who you feel is being mistreated in any way, it could be anyone, it could be anything, whatever it is. The moment you endorse a political candidate, the moment that you take money from a politician or give money to a politician, the moment you do any of those things, you have now jumped into politics. You have now become a political affiliate, by proxy, a political party, and that's what you are.
Strategic partner, if not part of.
Well, a strategic partner, yeah. It has been exploited, it's been hijacked, and it is no longer anything that, whatever was all the reasons, we don't have to go over them, but what they began as, and I believe, I was told just tonight that it was started by a woman, actually. That has been lost. That's done, okay? Black Lives Matter, that is what it is right now, is a complete different thing. Now, here's the problem. The NFL and all their 32 good old boy owners, okay, and you know exactly what I mean by good old boy, pretending that they give a crap about anybody, pretending that they give a crap about the black man. They don't even give a crap about each other. Okay? But it's good. It's good for them. It's good for their bottom line. They think, okay? And they're now going to begin using this and trying to push it down our throats. I have never, ever been happy about politicizing sports, specifically football, because I know more about the history of the NFL and why certain policies were put in place to begin with. So I feel I can speak to that more. I have never been happy. I've always felt this way. I've never been happy when on Monday Night Football, the political candidates for president, they've done this as far as I can remember, actually. They come on and they give a speech. And they give their spiel about their presidency. I never liked it. Never liked it. It revealed the fan base that was watching that night, and it divides people. I never liked... I always thought it was weird when a sitting president or a sitting congressman or senator, anybody who's very high profile where everyone knows who that is, I always thought it was weird for them to go to a nationally televised football game. I thought that was weird because, guys, that in itself is politicizing. That is politics. Going to that game is politics. Okay? It's kind of like when a celebrity shows up, you find out some famous singer, all of a sudden you see them at front row at Wimbledon. Come on. You really believe they like tennis? You really believe Justin Timberlake likes tennis? But yet there he is at front row at Wimbledon. No, that's publicity right there. Okay? He is boosting his brand, as they say. That's what politicians do. They show up at football games and all that stuff. So I never liked that. We're about to reach a whole new level of craziness. I didn't like... Well, I have to say this. Before I was aware. I wasn't aware of this before, but when I found out, I didn't like it anymore. Which is the military month and the breast cancer awareness month. Okay? So, and 1 month, you guys are familiar with this, and I don't think they do it anymore, actually. I think they stopped. But for a long time, they had all the players wearing pink, and they sold merchandise with pink all over it, right? And then in the next month, they had the military stuff. Yeah, that's not exactly what you think it is. First of all, that is a deal with the military. Apparently, the military has to pay for that. So the NFL is not being honorable or anything like that. They're not. It makes it look like the NFL is all like patriotic and crap. No, that's a money thing. And the Susan Komen breast cancer awareness month. I mean, really? Yeah, take a look at the highest level employees that work for them. They're making millions. Who's that helping? I'm just curious. I'm just wondering. And now they're going to do that for this. I don't, that's not news. Okay, I don't have facts on that, but that is where it's going to go. And when they do that, they will officially be carrying and toting around a symbol of a communist regime, but most importantly, a political party. That is an endorsement, and that is a big problem. Nobody wants to listen to anyone else, okay? Have you ever observed a conversation when two people are talking and they both are just waiting for their turn to speak? You ever seen that? It's like nobody's processing what the other guy is saying. Do you know what they're doing? Now, they could do this for 20, 30 minutes. At the end of the conversation, all they've achieved is they've been talking to themselves. They literally have been talking to themselves. They might as well have been talking to a wall because the other guy didn't hear them. That's what's happening right now. Anything that requires my allegiance or my endorsement by force is no longer a righteous movement. It is no longer righteous anything. That is conversion by force. That is takeover. That's coercion by force. So however you want to put it. If your cause is righteous, if it's just, you don't need those things. People will follow that. People want to follow something that they think is good. You don't have to do that if your cause is just and if you're not seeking power. When you start forcing people to do things, you are seeking power. One side wants the other to be the way they are. And if they're not in every 100% form or fashion, then you suck. It's like you're if for you to like something, then you have to hate the other. And you guys know this. Most of you guys are Patriots fans. Remember when Tom Brady took over for Drew Bledsoe? What was it? What did Tom Brady say? He said his exact words when he took over for Bledsoe. Just a kid when he said this. He said, it's like to like one of us, you have to hate the other. To like Brady, you have to hate Drew. Why? Why is it like that? Why right now are Patriots fans selling Tom out? Why do they feel like they have to hate Tom in order to show their love for Jarrett Stidham? That makes no sense. And that is a representation of politics in America. Whether you like it or not, I don't care what side you're on, whether you're on the right or the left or somewhere in the middle, I don't care. Okay? You're not right about everything. Okay? You might think you are, but you're not. There's going to be something that you're wrong about. There's something that you're backing that you're wrong about. But this massive exclusion, it's complete insanity. And that brings me to, next, I guess that would since we're talking about the NFL, let's talk about Drew Brees. So I did want to talk about Drew Brees before, a few weeks ago, but I decided not to. The reason I decided not to is because I wanted to see what he would do. Because the Saturday Night Show fell on a day that he had not responded to the criticism that he was getting for his initial statement. So I wanted to see how that played out. His original statement, if you go back and read his original statement, in my opinion, as a student of politics, was the most PC, most, I don't know, non-divisive. Yeah, okay. For that someone on the right could say. So, I don't know if any Saints fans out there, but get ready, Drew Brees is a Republican. Okay. So for him, the best possible way to put his feelings about the anthem, he did that. If you go back and read it and you look at it, he specifically claims that for him, it is about his grandfathers who fought in the war. Fought in a war, by the way, that is the most important war in human history, because all of our lives would be a lot different right now if it wasn't for our victory in World War II. But that's a different conversation. But the point is, he made it very clear. And he also even pointed out that he respects his teammates and understands that aspect of it. The dude was freaking crucified. And if you are on the left, any of you out there who are on the left, I'm sure you are. I'm sure it's 50-50. So just like the demographics of the United States, I'm sure Von Allen Sports' demographics are probably 50-50 as well. If you read that and what he says, and then you see what was done to him, don't think that that can't happen to you next week for something else. Something that you might not even think about. Drew Brees didn't say anything wrong at all. Okay? And he had a gun put to his head. Capitulation. And he starts spouting off all this stuff. Okay? Now, do you want somebody to respond to your movement or what you believe in out of fear, or feeling like they're going to lose their endorsements, or feeling like their teammates are going to hate them, and then making him literally turn his back on everything he believed in? His own grandfathers, you saw what it meant to him when he said the original statement. His own teammates are okay with that. They watched him completely backpedal on what he said. I did not see any of his teammates say, okay, Drew, I mean, I understand how you're saying. We should talk, though. Maybe I want to tell you my side. We never saw that. LeBron James never said those things. He attacked. Attack. No one asked Drew anything. They just attacked. Now Drew is hated by both sides. So the side that supports Drew's stance on the anthem considers him a coward, and the side that got mad at him never forgave him because they know he's lying. Okay? It sounds good. Drew Brees is lying when he says that he misunderstood, or whatever the statement that was clearly written by a PR firm.
He got convinced.
Yeah, he says he got convinced or whatever. Yeah. No. Okay?
Convinced.
But that's the deal right now. And that was an eye-opener for me. I couldn't believe it. I thought what Drew said originally was really well said. And guys, whether you like it or not, half of the United States doesn't believe the way you do. Okay? And whether you like it or not, when you wake up tomorrow, you're still in the same country as them. They're not going anywhere. Rednecks aren't going anywhere. Black people aren't going anywhere. Mexicans aren't going anywhere. Northerners aren't going anywhere. And yes, even Jets fans, freaking Jets fans, are still not going anywhere. So, what are you going to do? Kill off the other? I mean, is that what this is?
Hey, Chris Sims isn't going anywhere.
Chris Sims isn't going anywhere, although I wish he would. He's one idiot. I wouldn't. Nick Wright is another guy I wouldn't mind flushing down the toilet.
We're all here.
And
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's just this is ridiculous now. And by the way, LeBron James doesn't need to talk about anything political. He needs to shut his mouth. This dude has a lifetime contract with Nike, who makes their clothes in China in a sweatshop, okay? That employs that has child labor, horrible work conditions, and he supports China for whatever reason. I'm sure it was, monetarily. That is a communist regime that is there. Don't be deceived by the name of their country. Republic of China. Yeah, republic my ass. If they're a republic, I'm the tooth fairy. Okay? So, what's he talking about? I am sick of entitled people trying to tell all of us how to get along and how to live. Nobody wants to talk anymore. Nobody wants to listen to each other. I'm going to tell you right now, every problem in the United States right now is fixable. Everything is fixable. And it's not even that hard. And it's free. It doesn't even cost money. All it would take is this side and this side to say, all right, I'm going to give you this, but you need to do that. Okay, well, if I do that, you need to do this. Okay, cool, let's go. That is not happening. And I don't see it coming anytime soon. One of the biggest problems is that this started off on a lie. So the whole, well, with the kneeling thing, for example. Okay, so we're going to be seeing nothing but kneeling this year. It's going to be more of that. And God, I mean, it's just, do you guys remember 2017? Do you remember everybody yelling at each other and cussing at each other? We couldn't even enjoy a game because everyone was going nuts. All the news media, just everything was just about that and not the game. There is a time and place for those things, okay? But those are different. Those are different areas. The one thing about sports is that it was something that brought us all together, that made everyone happy, and that has been violated. They have violated, and I'm sorry to use the word, but they have raped the authenticity and the spirit of sport. Okay?
Sports and entertainment,
Both. Well, entertainment, that's a different channel. This is one on sports. But, and a lot of people don't seem to understand about who Colin Kaepernick is. Colin Kaepernick is a guy who basically was in bad standing with the 49ers organization. So, during a preseason game, when he was aware that he was not the starter, he wanted out. He wanted either one of many things, either a more extended contract being the first starter for the 49ers, or a promise of that, and he probably wasn't going to get that and he knew it, or a trade. So trade to another team, a better team or a better situation that he thought was better for him, or release him and then he can go and sign a big contract somewhere else. That's what his plans were. So he sit his ass down on the bench. He didn't kneel. He set his ass on the bench. It just happened to be during the national anthem. But it wasn't just the national anthem. He was just sitting on his ass the whole time. That was in protest against the 49ers organization. That's what that was. People are going to get mad and say, oh, how dare I say these things? I am telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth about all these things. And we'll get to other things as well. If you think I'm just picking on you guys, whatever side you may be on. Colin is full of shit. There is nobody more full of shit than Colin Kaepernick. And he is the worst person to represent civil rights in the United States. It should just bother everyone, especially black people. I'm not going to speak for you guys, but in my opinion, I think it should bother you. That you once had civil rights leaders of the past who actually really accomplished things and really had a purpose and really did give up things to be what they and to achieve what they wanted to achieve. Athletics-wise, the most famous and significant would be Jackie Robinson. It should hurt you if you care about history at all. It should hurt you that Colin Kaepernick will go down and be remembered like Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson, who served his country in the military, who became the first, everyone knows, broke all the color barriers for sports and for baseball. Joined by him was Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, and several others. Jim Brown, incidentally, today speaks out against these things, and he is himself crucified for saying these things that I'm saying very similar, not all, everything, but very similar. And he himself is crucified. One of the guys who led the civil rights movements of the 60s. If Martin Luther King was alive right now, he would be looking at the situation going, what the hell is everyone doing? Okay? That is a fact.
They're putting him next to
And they're putting Colin Kaepernick.
in the history books.
Colin Kaepernick with Jackie Robinson
Doesn't deserve it.
deserve. It's ludicrous. Okay? It's absolutely ludicrous. I can give you 100 names of 100 black athletes that should be leading something. You take your pick. He is not the one. He is the worst one. He stands for nothing. Okay? When he started this, when he started the whole thing, going back to when he was sitting on the bench, it was addressed to him after, like, what the hell are you doing? I remember this. I happened to be visiting home in Arkansas. Me and Milena and my dad went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and we decided, let's go watch some preseason football. That's how hard up for football we were. We had like we waited all summer, no football. So we went and watched preseason football, and it was the 49ers, and I can't remember who the team was exactly. I think it might have been the Rams, but who knows. And there we were watching, and it's like, why is Colin Kaepernick sitting on the bench? And I didn't say that because it was the anthem. I was like, I thought he was going to play. Like, okay.
You actually liked him before.
Oh, that's okay. That's true. So, full disclosure, in 2012, I was a fan of Colin Kaepernick. Okay. Now,
When he was good football.
this was before everything, and he met his radical girlfriend who eventually got him fired or took his job from him for the Baltimore Ravens. All that crap. Okay. That was before all that. But I was a fan of his. I liked the way he played. He just seemed to be kind of cool, like he had these cool tattoos and he had these muscles, and when he'd score a touchdown, he'd flex his muscles and stuff. I just thought it was pretty cool, and interesting. So I liked him. And he declined, and years later, and then this all happened. But the point is that he was asked, why were you sitting down while you're kneeling? And he didn't really have an answer. Like, I don't think he'd considered that, because it wasn't about the anthem. It wasn't. Not for him. Not at the time. It wasn't like that at all. This was a temper tantrum between him and the organization. This was a power move by him for him wanting to get out. So what baffles me is that 49ers fans put this guy up on a pedestal. Why? He wanted to leave your team. He wanted out. He wanted out of San Francisco. Why the hell would you glorify this guy? All right? It makes no sense. It just doesn't make sense. And then later on, his PR people came in. He was getting heat everywhere. Oh, you sit there in the national anthem. You sit down there in the national anthem. You're supposed to do that. Okay? He got a lot of heat for it. His PR firm got together. This is what's called damage control. And damage control is when you get told certain things, and they even brought out a soldier. Okay? Well, I'm not sure if he was a former soldier or was still in the military at the time. But he suggested, well, if you don't want to take so much heat, maybe you should just kneel. Try that. And thus began the great legend of Colin Kaepernick.
Opportunist.
This dude is the biggest sellout I've ever seen. I mean, he's more of a sellout than LeBron James. He's more, this dude is just sellout, okay? So, he does what he does, and this goes on for a year. 2017 comes around. It's kind of dying. Like, nobody really is paying attention to it anymore. It's kind of just fading away. Then President Trump tweets, calling them son of a bitches, or, right? son of a bitches or assholes or something like that. Okay. So now it united the players, and now they're kneeling against Donald Trump. So it's no longer about police brutality. We've forgotten all about that. Apparently that's gone now. Okay? Now this is about Donald Trump calling us son of a bitches. So they all did it. Even the owners and coaches and everybody. All right. Whatever. So it made a roaring comeback. And then 2017 was all crazy and all this other stuff. Truth be told, if Trump had never mentioned it, probably never would have ever... In fact, Donald Trump might be the reason why Colin Kaepernick's going to go down in history. And that's...
Little did he know.
Probably should have rethought that one. But
Got a big mouth.
this... Everything is in vain. It has been hijacked. It has been exploited to the fullest. People are being exploited. Citizens are being exploited. All of us are being lied to, tricked, deceived, everything, you name it. It is all politics. If you don't think it's all politics, I would be happy, and this is an offer to all of you. I will be happy to talk to you privately. So if you guys want to Skype with me or FaceTime, whatever it may be, that is an open invitation to you guys. Because unlike your politicians, unlike your elected officials, I'm willing to listen, talk about things, give you my opinion. I will not lie to you. You may not even like what I have to say. Hell, I may not like what you have to say. But at least you're not getting bullshit. And that's what we're getting right now. And everyone is falling for it and taking the bait. And it pisses me off. We should all be talking about sports. We should all be excited about football coming back. And all of us are all jaded and pissed off. And everyone's mad at each other. I don't need to know a player's politics. I don't need to hear about those things. But Colin Kaepernick wanted to make it about him. And he did that. He achieved that.
We've seen that.
Colin Kaepernick is such a great humanitarian, such a fighter for justice. He is so proud to defend oppression. To fight oppression, I should say. I'm sorry. I meant fight oppression. That he shows up at a press conference wearing a shirt that's got Fidel Castro on it. For those of you who may not know, or the young people out there, Fidel Castro is one of the most famous oppressors of the 20th century. Do you want to know? Listen, I don't know what the hell is going on in his head, but wow. Okay? He wears a hat, okay, claiming that he's for peaceful protest, never mentions Martin Luther King, but glorifies Malcolm X, who was completely about not peaceful protesting. Colin, you're sending some mixed signals, okay? And then he claims that, he's all for, he's against police brutality on African Americans. And actually, I apologize. I used the term African American. You are not African American. You are not from Africa. You were an American just like me. We are both Americans, so I apologize for using that idiotic term.
I'm not Bulgarian.
I know. That's why I'm saying. I don't like it. To me, you're an American, and that's it. So he goes out on the field wearing socks of policemen dressed as pigs. What is that going to do? What is that going to achieve? That is just causing more problems. Are you expecting now for the police departments to listen and to like hear you out when you are wearing socks that have them as pigs? That's not very, dude. That's the most divisive thing you could do, is that shit. Why are you doing that? Like, why did you do that? But no one says anything about it. You want a peaceful solution. You want everyone to agree. You want everyone to get along. You want people to find common ground. That's not exactly the way to do it. That is no different than one of Donald Trump's random tweets every day. How is that any different? That is the same thing. Antagonizing people, pissing people off. But nobody mentions it because everyone is afraid to lose their job. Nobody is doing their job. They're so afraid of losing their job that no one is doing their job. Okay? No one is speaking and pointing these things out. No one is pointing out hypocrisy because everyone's got a gun to their head right now. Is that what we're supposed to be now? And we're supposed to be capitulation by force? I don't know about you, but that's a little too Joseph Stalin for my taste. Okay? That's a little too Italian Mussolini fascism for my taste. I don't really like that. Not really into that. As an American who is supposed to believe in freedom, it's not really my thing to force my ideology down people's throats. I was talking to someone earlier today about these things, and I suggested that whatever that black people want to address should be rebranded. Rebrand it as something else, something new, and do not allow it to be infiltrated. Do not allow it to be exploited. Do not allow it to be corrupted. I'm asked all the time if I'm a member of a political party. Absolutely effing not. I was years ago. In fact, when Milena first met me, I was. And I left. And she probably, you remember when I left, it was probably, 2011, something like that. Why? Because there are too many people who are party first. Party first, America second. Why? No thanks. How is it that these people have been in office for 20, 30 years and no one has done a damn thing? Explain to me how statues are suddenly offensive, but they weren't 5 years ago when these same politicians were in office. Explain to me how all of a sudden everyone is for all these rights for different people, but just a year ago they didn't give a shit.
Oh, when they were in power, they didn't give a shit.
Everyone cares when they're running for office, but once they get in, it's over. I was once told by someone who was a congressman and had retired. He told me it is impossible to be a politician and not be corrupt. And I said, how do you know that? Surely there are some who have gone up the ladder not being corrupted. And he goes, no. The mere fact that they were in a position means that they were corrupted. Because if they weren't, they never would have got that position. That should really scare you. It's just the truth. But and somehow when I was a kid, I was told that politicians are scum. You know, there was like a a thing. I heard that from Democrats and Republicans, but it's just politicians are scum. That's like the thing that you hear, right? But somehow, people still believe that these people, and I just don't get it. They've been in power for all this time, but not achieved a damn thing, and I'm trying to figure out, how is anybody listening to them? It's fascinating. Colin wanted to know why he was being blackballed by the league. And I want to explain something to you guys about how this works. In the NFL, it's supposed to it's always been, more or less, it's been about, what can you help us win? Okay? Can you help us win? Can you make this team win? So every player, whether you're controversial or whether you're whatever it is, there is a ratio. There is a, is your talent on the field, is your ability, is what you can do for us on the team, is that better? Will that outweigh the negativity that you're given, that you're putting out there? Attention, maybe not even negative attention, just attention in general can be a distraction. If you're Patriots fans, you know there's a sign up on the door that says, ignore the noise. Are you writing a novel? It says, ignore the noise. Colin Kaepernick is not the most hated athlete in NFL history.
Brady.
It's not even Tom Brady.
No. Who is it?
It's Michael Vick. Michael Vick is the most hated athlete in NFL history. Probably even more so than O.J. Simpson. All right? Because there's something interesting in America. Now, I'm a big animal lover, okay? But doing something to an animal seems to even shock people more than if you murdered somebody. I don't know why. But Michael Vick was unanimously hated across the board. There was nowhere that he was safe. And everybody from every corner of the country couldn't stand him. He was given a second chance. So after he got out of prison, he came back to the league. He got on the Eagles. Why was he given a second chance? Where was I? Michael Vick. Colin Kaepernick is no Michael Vick. All right? Michael Vick was given a second chance because Michael Vick's talent and what he could provide for the Eagles outweighed the negative attention that he was going to get. So when he got on the Eagles, protesting, all this other stuff, and, dog killer, all this, okay? And rightfully so. He did those things. But he had a great season for the Eagles when he became starter. And he was even in the running for MVP. I remember it was 2010, but Tom Brady had just an amazing year that year and took the MVP. But Michael Vick played his best football he'd ever played in his career for the Eagles, in my opinion. I think most people would agree with that. So they took someone who was hated unanimously by the United States and still gave him a chance. You know who wasn't given a chance? Another chance. Tim Tebow. Okay? Now, I will say it's partly his fault. He was offered a chance to be a fullback, convert to a fullback, or a tight end. And in my opinion, he should have done that. But he could have been a backup somewhere, maybe, okay? But he was pushed out eventually. He was a big distraction. When Peyton Manning wanted to sign with the Denver Broncos, one of the stipulations was that Tim Tebow had to go. Why would Peyton Manning say that? Because Peyton Manning did not want to go on the field, and every time he throws an interception, the whole stadium says, Tebow, Tebow, Tebow. Okay?
I never figured.
And I don't blame him. Who the hell wants to hear that? Tebow, for a guy who can't hit the broadside of a barn? The dude can't throw. He can't play quarterback. As Herman Edwards would say, oh, Tim Tebow, he's a great football player. Great football player. Can't play quarterback.
I always wondered what the hype was about. And this is when I started learning about football.
And even he pulled out a playoff game, by the way. But Colin Kaepernick, he took his team to a Super Bowl. But at the time that all this was happening to Colin, this was not 2012 Colin. This was later. And things have changed. The 49ers team had changed. All these things had changed. He was no longer considered worth that ratio I'm referring to of distraction versus what you can provide. But even with that, the Baltimore Ravens came knocking. Ray Lewis went to the owner of the Ravens, Steve Bisciotti, and said, we need to look at Colin. We need to sign him. Why would they want to do that? Because at that time, the Ravens were transitioning to a quarterback of Colin's style. Now, they weren't going to talk to Colin to be the starter yet. They were looking for something different. But they knew they were going that direction. They were trying to move on from Joe Flacco. People think that this stuff started with Lamar Jackson. They had implemented this. They wanted to do this a year before that because they were already maneuvering pieces on the offensive line. They were moving things around that was like, this doesn't really fit Joe Flacco. It fits Lamar Jackson or Colin Kaepernick or someone like that. So Colin was going to be the backup, and now we know he would have ended up being the backup for Lamar Jackson, apparently. Or maybe he would have even ended up being starter and taken over for Flacco. Who knows? But we do know that he was given the job offer by the Baltimore Ravens thanks to Ray Lewis. It made sense. Perfect sense. Colin Kaepernick's girlfriend decided to tweet out saying that Steve Bisciotti is a slave owner and Ray Lewis is his slave.
Unbelievable.
Well, that generally isn't a good idea to do something like that right before you're about to get employed. Okay? Needless to say, that didn't work out. Who ended up being Lamar Jackson's backup? Robert Griffin III. The guy everyone forgot about. The guy who was the second overall pick behind Andrew Luck. Who should have been a pretty damn good player if it wasn't for the Washington Redskins organization completely and utterly and idiotically ruining him. But he's got a job right now. He is the backup on the Baltimore Ravens, a Super Bowl contender. Apparently, all he needed to do was not call his owner a slave owner, and not call Ray Lewis, the guy who was championing for your job, a slave.
Try doing that to your future employer.
Why in the world these things are not brought up is, I don't get it. So he's out of the league for a while. So then what does he do? He sues the league. All right. That right there is probably going to end your chances of ever getting employed again. All right, fine. He still sticks to his story publicly that it's for police brutality against... Yeah. Colin Kaepernick doesn't give a flying shit about that. All right? He doesn't. He settles with the NFL. Okay. The moment you settle, apparently, there's no more police brutality on black people. Apparently, it's over.
How much did he get?
It's over because Colin got paid. So now his cause is finished. It's done. It's over with. It's over. Remember that Nike commercial? Believe in something even if it means costing you everything? Well, we found out very quickly that it's actually believe in something until you settle. That's the deal, right? That's the message. Okay. And of course Nike wanted to cash in on that, and they put their cute little commercial together. But somehow, okay, and I don't know how, but after suing the league and after the league having to pay him whatever it was, and I've heard estimates from 20 million all the way up to 80 million. I don't know what the number is. I don't think anyone does because I think it's confidential, but it's a lot, okay?
It's in the millions.
During this time, he was offered jobs from other sports leagues. He declined. There were reports about how much he was demanding and all those things. I cannot confirm those. But I can confirm that he was made offers and whatever. So that would probably be a good idea to stay in football shape, in case the NFL opportunity presented itself again. But he didn't do that. But somehow, some way, he was offered a tryout. Some say that tryout was a publicity stunt by the NFL, and it very may well have been. Knowing them, probably was. But the point is that they offered it and they set it up, and he moved it. He moved it and didn't tell anybody. He did it at the last minute. Well, the scouts that showed up for him, some of them said, "You moved it? You didn't tell us? Where are we going?" Screw you. This guy doesn't want to be a quarterback. I got news for you guys. Some of those scouts were some of your favorite teams, representatives. They didn't like it. The few that did go to his workout, that finally made it to this high school or community college or whatever it was that he worked out at, he couldn't have been more antagonizing. He couldn't have been more condescending towards them. And then he even gave an interview afterwards and more or less just dared them and said, it's like, and demand, it's like, what are you doing?
It's like dictating.
Every possible thing that you could think of to screw up your chances to get a job has been done by Colin Kaepernick, okay? The dude is not serious. He is not a civil rights leader. He's not a hero. He is fake. He is a sellout. And just for posterity's sake, I would debate him any hour of the day.
Yeah, call us.
And, well, they don't, actually, Melina, they don't let Colin talk too much. And the reason they don't let him talk too much is because he has nothing to say. Because he doesn't know what to say. And it's because he's just being told what to do. It's just basically it's PR out of control. It just,
It's free PR.
it was a PR stunt originally that had gone out of control, and that's it. Okay. Now, it's not just in the NFL that this stuff is going on. Apparently, I wasn't even aware of this. I don't watch NASCAR, and I don't know much about it, but cars going in circles. I mean, I'm okay. I mean, I know that some people like it. It's not my thing. I may have been raised in the South, but I did not watch NASCAR. I don't like it. But apparently the fans there fly the Confederate flag. Why? Why? Why are you flying the Confederate flag? Like I don't get it, and I've never understood it. At least since I was in high school, I remember learning in history class, we learned about the Civil War. We learned about the Confederacy. Flying the Confederate flag is pretty idiotic. And what you're doing, the same people who claim that they're American and they're America first and all this stuff, okay? They're flying a Confederate flag. The Confederacy is a failed country. It is a defunct, it is a defeated country. You are essentially flying the flag of a foreign power that just doesn't exist anymore. Bet you never thought of it like that, did you? Now, if you were flying that Confederate flag, I bet you kind of feel stupid right now. Because that's what it is. There should only be one flag in the United States in existence, and that is the United States of American flag with our 50 stars. I don't even like state flags. I think they're ridiculous. I don't like them. Too many flags. Flag this, flag for that, flag for that, flag for that, flag for that.
They come up with a flag now.
Can Von Allen Sports get a flag too?
Yeah.
Can we have one? There should be one flagpole outside anywhere, government building, wherever you want to put it. One flagpole
Unifies.
for one flag.
Not that separates.
Exactly. Your state is represented. You say, "Oh, but the flag represents our state." Yes, it does. You are represented. There's a little white star on the American flag that represents your state, your little state. Okay, that's your flag. This flag nonsense. And by the way, stop wearing the flag. Stop. I cannot see one more fat chick at these NASCAR rallies or wherever the hell with her stomach hanging out of an American flag tube top. All right? That is a violation. That is a desecration. Stop doing that, please. Thank you. Needless to say, stop burning it. And the last time I checked, that was a felony. I thought. Apparently not anymore. I don't know.
I mean, don't they have these people on camera?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Everything is out of whack. Nobody's listening to each other.
Pretty sure if we did something bad, they'll catch us, you know? But somehow these people get away with.
Dude, half of them are like 15-year-old kids. Like, that they probably stole their parents' credit card or something. I don't know. They're just idiots. They don't even know anything. They don't know better. It's this whole generation. It's this participation trophy generation. They are not disciplined at all. And what did you expect was going to happen? They're entitled. Some of them are college students. You know, when they spend all this money to go to university and they get a degree in social sciences or feminine literature, or whatever the hell it is. And then they go graduate, and then they go out into the real world, and no company wants to hire them because they're saying, what the hell is fem lit? Why would you be qualified to work for our company and make our company any money with a stupid, worthless degree like that? And because they can't find a job, they're still living in their parents' basement. And then when someone comes along, usually someone who has an agenda, says, you should be angry, then they think, oh yeah, I don't have a job because of that guy or that woman or that person or that company or that group. No, you don't have a job because you have a worthless degree, you don't even have a skill. You have nothing. And that's what we've created now. And a lot of these people are now in sports. So they're coming into sports with this whole 7th seed in the playoffs is so right now, and the playoff spot's supposed to be prestigious. So there was a time where it wasn't even that many. But anyway. I have a lot of proposals, a lot of good ideas that I think are strong ideas for the country, and it's not sports related, but it's in general. And I am going to propose these things on a new channel, separate it from here. This will be the last time that you hear me talk about anything like this on this channel. So this will be the last time we talk anything political in this depth. Now, it doesn't mean that I might not talk about something that happens in sports that an athlete does or whatever. That's always on the table. But in the form I've done tonight, and I've talked about not just sports, but just in general things like that, that's not going to happen anymore. And I'm telling you this now so I can invite you guys, if you want to also be a fan of that channel, and go over to that channel. And then you know what to expect. So, and that channel is all about talking, listening. You tell me what you think. I tell you what I think. I might change your mind. You might change mine. That's what it's for. Okay? But what it will not be is me and you pointing fingers at each other and trying to kill each other. And that's not going to work. All right? And I just want to invite you over to that. Right now, it's called Von Allen History, but the name will be changed. And it will not contain the name Von Allen anymore, because I don't want that associated with Von Allen Sports. That's a different thing. But the channel will be about politics and history. So we'll merge the two. I think because they're so connected, and there's so much to learn, and there's so much involved. And I think that we need more of stuff like that. We need more of that. You know how Von Allen Sports represents the truth, facts. We don't care about fans, how they feel about the Patriots. Oh, I don't like Tom Brady. I hate Tom Brady because whatever. You give them facts. You give them information. That's what that will be. The same thing. What you like about me and what you like about the documentaries and what you like about Von Allen Sports is going to be done in the same manner, because that's not a Von Allen Sports gimmick. That is me. That is what I do, and it's who I am. I'm a problem solver. I like to fix things. So I've got all kinds of cool proposals. Cool proposals for what presidents should do, what governors can do, what mayors can do, what the police should do. Everything you can think of. All the things that we got going on. Even how to handle COVID. All that stuff, I've got great ideas and great proposals. And at least all of us are talking and we're thinking about it. And maybe we convince people. Maybe we get it out there. And maybe we change some things. I don't know. But at least we're doing it. So I'm offering that to you. And that's what tonight was mainly about. But in closing, I think if black people want a real voice who's an athlete, I highly recommend Anquan Bolden. If you don't know him, look into him. Smart dude. He's a nice guy. I know him personally, so it's a nice guy. Me and him don't agree on a lot of things, okay? There's a lot of things that he would not agree with me politically, and there's a lot of things I don't agree with him politically. But he is an upgrade. Way better. I know it doesn't work like that. You can't just switch one guy to the other. But at least he's smart, and at least he's coming from a place of he means it, and he really wants to. He will talk to you, not just stupid shit. So, and apologizing and or accusing you of something or all that crap. So none of that.
We had some super chats.
Okay. Super chats.
Let's go back to that.
Okay, so I'm going to go back through these super chats, and then I want to address a few of the actual football things that are not political, including Chris Sims' quarterback list. What a douche. And then we have the game. So, and by the way, if you want to be a contestant, please get ready now. So get your audio, your microphone, everything ready, and be ready to Skype me when I declare it ready to go. So, Mr. A, dude, I love his new profile picture. That's on Facebook too, right? Like that. So Mr. A, he says he's got a solution to everyone's problems. He's Batman. So, holy shit, did he send $50?
Yeah, I think he sent it twice.
Dude. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Yes, I can see it now. Yeah, hang on just a second. Have I been talking for an hour? Jesus. All right. Mr. Automotive, welcome back, man. Let's go, people. Hell yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Freaking awesome, dude. We have a lot of new profile pictures. I cannot believe I'm like having to associate now with pictures with names. It's very, very strange. John Rich, I've never seen you here before. Welcome. Yes, Megan, people your age do not know their history. It's quite disturbing. Orlin Shotev. Welcome. Shotev, is that Bulgarian?
He's Bulgarian. Yeah.
I knew it. Welcome, man. Благодаря много for watching. Appreciate it. Amazing. He sent 2?
Yeah. Stray.
Okay, so Mr. A says if another $50. That's $100 that Mr. A has sent. He says, I endorse Von Allen Sports for 2020. Let's go. I will tell you this. One day I would like to run for president. And that is not a joke. I am actually serious. You don't think I'm going to college for politics for no reason, do you?
Starts with a channel. Can't sit there.
Israel, $2 super chat. He says, sup. Also, NFL just changed their logo to a rainbow. I guess I don't know what's that. I didn't know anything. Oh, isn't it some kind of anniversary for gay marriage? Something like that, I think. Anyway, it's ALX. Hey, welcome. I don't recognize your name. Michael Swearingen. I've not seen you here either. See you twice. What's up, Daniel? A $10 super chat. He says, fact check. Sources say that I am in fact right about everything. Okay, so this is kind of a, not really an inside joke, but it's a joke we have going on the Facebook page, is that every article, sports article now, like if they want to talk crap about Brady, they say, sources say, and we're starting to figure out that sources is a person. Apparently, sources is the name of a person who knows everything and all things, and it's pretty interesting. So, yeah, sources say. Who the hell are these sources?
Yeah.
Who are they? If you write an article and you don't have a name, I consider it fiction. Everything you say is complete fantasy if you do not give me a name of someone who said that to you. So don't sit there and say, sources say blah, 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 or quote, blah, 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 blah. If you didn't get the quote for me, I don't trust you. There was a time where you could do that, and you would protect your sources and things like that. But that was a time where people trusted the journalist. Sorry, but now I don't trust them. I need a name. So. Trav Burnett, what's up, man? He sends a super chat. He says, Colin Kaepernick is a fake. Yeah. Tyree Holland, hey man, I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been? Russell Curie, nice to see you here. Luke, thanks for being here, man. John Rich, that doesn't seem familiar. Maybe he's a long time subscriber and just first time to comment. Yeah, Shaq. A lot of these politicians are out of touch. They have no idea. They just don't know. They think they know. They like hear things and they repeat them and yeah. And a lot of it's just about power. So. Yeah, I know, Trav. Hillary's probably coming for me. Being from Arkansas, that is a serious threat. Trust me. When we were kids, we knew about the Clintons. If you're from Arkansas, you grew up in Arkansas, when they were in the governor's seat in Little Rock, you know about Whitewater and you know about the Clintons. That is not a joke. I know there are memes and stuff about them and all this crap. That stuff's true, dude. Seriously. And you know I don't subscribe to all that conspiracy theory crap. They ain't no conspiracy theory. They are what people say they are. Okay. So, thank you guys so much for your super chats. And it's amazing. You guys are amazing. And Mr. A, $100. You didn't have to do that, man. I appreciate you, buddy. I really do. Can anyone guess who that is? Oh, wait. Who's that? Oh! So Chris Sims' list. Did you notice that Aaron Rodgers is now only number 3? It's interesting. I like his first two. So his number one is Patrick Mahomes. I think everyone agrees with that. Okay? Kid is going into his prime right now. He's got a great team around him, good players, a good coach. He's won MVP. He's won a Super Bowl. He's won Super Bowl MVP. He seems to be trying to be a good leader. Says all the right things. Unlike Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a crap leader. But I would go with, yeah. In fact, I probably will list him very highly when I do my list next month. Chris Sims' second quarterback, of course, you all know I agree with, is Russell Wilson. Russell, I had to say, probably might end up being my number one instead of Mahomes. But I agree with that one. Third, he has Aaron Rodgers. I believe that Aaron Rodgers is still top 10 quarterback, okay? But he's not 3. He's not 3. I'm sorry. You can call me a hater, whatever you want. Aaron Rodgers is not 3rd. How the hell did Cam Newton get 10th? Can anyone explain that to me? What team does Cam Newton play for? Milena, what team does Cam Newton play for? I can't remember.
Now? What are you talking about?
Exactly. Exactly. So he's number 10 but doesn't play on a team.
Right.
And he won't have a starting job anywhere he goes unless they're having an open competition. Should Cam Newton be on a team somewhere? Yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
Of course. Okay. If you can get the 2015 Cam or I think if memory serves me, the 2017 Cam. I think it was 2017. You're good. But the problem is the injury issue, the injury history. But how the hell can you put a guy at 10 right now? And why are you making a quarterback list so early? It's June. We've not even seen a training camp. We've not even seen any of these guys work with each other. How would you know anything about any of these people or most of them? I wouldn't even want to rank Tom Brady right now. All we've seen is a few things, a few little things. Now I'll tell you what I've seen I like. But I'm not surprised because I know what Tom can do. I know he's capable of, and I know he's still got it. So I'm not surprised to see him looking good in practice, but I still need to see real training camp practice and preseason. I mean, you need to see those things before you can make a real serious list. What is this guy doing? I'm just bored, I think. But God, I can't stand him. How are idiots like this so employed? Oh wait, his daddy, I guess. Freaking moron. I don't have it pulled up right now. Where did he rank? Where did he rank Tom? It wasn't top 10, by the way, Milena. Tom is not top 10. Cam Newton is top 10. Tom Brady's not top 10. Now, how can you not make Tom top 10, but you would put Aaron there? Didn't they have similar struggles last year? Similar situations? I don't know. Both their teams were still good with them. So, I don't know what's the problem here. Did anybody see Edelman? He posted a photo of Stephon Gilmore in a new Patriots jersey with the gold on it. Did y'all see that? Dude, it's badass. It is freaking badass. I don't know if that is a real thing, like, or if it was a mock-up or Photoshop. I mean, Julian posted it, so it may be a legit plan for a jersey. I don't know. But that should be their jerseys this year. That is so cool. Because those white ones are awful. Those new white Patriots jerseys suck. They absolutely suck. Okay, Raphael says Tom was 15. 15?
Based on what?
You guys understand that the Bucks went from 7-19 with Jameis Winston, and all they did was change out Jameis for Tom Brady, and the Super Bowl odds skyrocketed. That was one change. Do you really believe that would happen for a 15th quarterback? Why is the Buccaneers in every power ranking by everyone, except Chris Sims, as a contender? They're the same team. They're the same team they were last year, essentially. Holy crap, Brees is 16? Dude, he really hates those two. Do you guys remember last year when he put Brees and Brady at, I think it was 8 and 10 or something like that? He doesn't like them. He does not like apparently he doesn't like the old guard and their type of quarterback or something. Something's wrong with them. I don't know. Psycho Mantis, $2 super chat, and he got Gronk back. Absolutely. And by the way, my brother called that. I don't know if I gave him credit for it or not, but I had Jason on here. You guys know the guy who talks about MMA, and he said, because I had said that I didn't think Gronk would be ready, but he did. And Gronk is back. Gronk looks great, and he's ready to roll. So... But as much as I love Gronk, he is not the reason why the Buccaneers are Super Bowl contenders. They were Super Bowl contenders and considered that the very moment Tom Brady signed with them. Go back and look at the Vegas odds. And the reason that's a good indicator too is because you're dealing with people's money, and people are very serious about their money. Vegas does not like to lose their money. They have every number cruncher, expert, historian, everything you can imagine to help them come up with those odds, and through the roof. One man, who's going to be 43 when the season starts. One man did that. Actually, since Raphael's here, I saw an article about Jimmy G saying that they are primed to make another run. Jimmy G and the 49ers, they say that they are not going to have a Super Bowl hangover. I just would like to point out that in my early, just for fun prediction, I had the 49ers in the Super Bowl again. So maybe I'll get it right. Who knows? I'm hoping it's Brady in the Super Bowl, but I honestly believe that the 49ers are more likely to make it back to the Super Bowl than a lot of the teams that went far last year. I don't see why they can't, actually. So... But I do think something needs to happen with Jimmy G. I think they need to do something with him, utilizing him more, getting him more involved. I mean, something's got to happen there. But maybe we can take a look take a look at that down the road sometime. So And by the way, I apologize. There's not been any videos or anything. But like I said, I have a heavy workload with school, but that is almost over. I've got like two left, and I'm good. And then it's full on, hell yeah, badass videos, awesome, all kinds of stuff. So, by the way, did you put the new the Von Allen history?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
You can say it. I'll share it again.
Okay. Yeah, by the way, guys, if you want to join Von Allen History, check that out. And that's where we'll be talking about history in general, just historical stuff and politics. So, Raphael, $2 super chat from Raphael. He, big 49ers fan, and apparently, I'm a sellout, according to a lot of Patriots fans, because I rooted for Jimmy G last year. And now I'm a sellout because I root for Tom Brady. Apparently, you can't love the Patriots and still support your old Patriot guys. Apparently, you can't do both. It's like, I have to hate Tom, and I have to hate Jimmy, and I have to hate Jacoby because I need to prove my Patriots loyalty. Luke, that's a good question. He says, can someone please explain why San Francisco seemed to want to keep the football out of Garoppolo's hands during the playoff run? He finished the season pretty strong, if I recall correctly. I'm not 100% sure why they did that, and Raphael, actually, he probably knows better. But it may have been a case of they had a game plan specifically for the start of the playoffs, and it worked really well, and maybe they just thought, we'll just do that. It may have been a mistake, because maybe had he been throwing a lot more up until the Super Bowl, he might have performed even better. Listen, man, the 49ers had a 10-point lead on the Chiefs. A team built like the 49ers with that defense, that 10-point lead should have been basically a 30-point lead. Like the same equivalent of that. It should have been out of reach. They should have put that away. It's just, wow. So, but people blame Jimmy. Bull crap. Was it just on Jimmy? Yeah, he missed that one pass. Everyone talks about that. Yeah, but Jimmy didn't give up a 10-point lead, did he? So, and that ridiculous last scoring drive by the Chiefs, that was, yeah, absurd. But
People are asking if we're going to take calls for a game.
let's do it. Let's play NFL trivia. So who's going to beat me tonight? Anyone going to beat me? Remember, if you defeat me, you get to pick out anything from the Von Allen Sports Store. Or I might even, if I don't have something of your team, I might even make you something custom design. Okay? But you got to beat me first. All right. So Shaq, I need you to call first so we can get the game set up. Oh, I guess it helps if I put my headphones on. Okay. Jay, you playing tonight?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, all right, just a second. Let me switch it over.
But if he was throwing more, then he would have been rusty.
or he wouldn't have been rusty. I
Yeah.
guess it makes sense. So,
I mean,
um,
it's throw.
Jay, you playing tonight?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, all right. Just a second.
But if he was throwing more than he was resting. What's up, Shaq?
what You notice by the time we end it, it ends up being just. Bleh. It stops being what's up, and it ends up just. Bleh.
Just total nonsense.
Yeah. Okay, Shaq, how many competitors do we need?
We need 3 plus you, so 4 total.
We need 2 more. Come on down.
So, anybody else excited for the NBA to start?
I'm curious to see how it's going to work. Yeah. But I don't agree with this whole this idea that whoever wins the NBA title is going to have an asterisk or whatever. I don't believe that.
I don't think actually it'll be like, unless asterisk means like this time it was a harder road, because I actually think that all this stuff makes it harder to win the NBA title.
Right. And it definitely does make it complicated. So what the hell is happening here? All right. All right. Oh, Travis, I'm sorry I missed you. Call back. Daniel,
Hello?
what's up?
How's it going? What's up?
What's up? All right. Trav tried to call and I missed him. Oh, there he is. Okay.
What's the format of tonight's game? Is it like Jeopardy or is it like
This is a new thing, so we're gonna have Shaq explain it once everybody's ready to go. Travis, you playing?
Yeah, I'm playing.
Hell yeah! All right.
Awesome.
So we got everybody.
There should be an asterisk next to the NBA champion. It ain't the same road as every other champion.
Yeah, it's harder than every other champion.
You think so?
They had a 3-month break where they've been sitting in Honolulu drinking Mai Tais.
But everybody
that's
has
right.
been though, right? So it's the same.
A car that just stopped for like 3 months or whatever and then going to ride in a race. It means it's cold. Like, that's not good for you. That's actually harder.
All right. So, Shaq,
Yeah.
would you like to explain the new game, the new format tonight?
Oh, yeah. Well, if you guys are familiar with Stump the Schwab, this is a format that's similar to that. So, Stump the Schwab was a show on ESPN. It featured Howie Schwab. He's a sports know-it-all. Stuart Scott hosted it, and it basically was your standard game show trivia show, but it basically was like the first Sports Jeopardy before Sports Jeopardy. So, it's going to be 3 rounds. Aaron's not going to play in round 2 just because that's the way the rules are on the show, but he's going to play the other 2 rounds, and the one who has the most points. So 2 of you are going to be eliminated by the end of round 2, and by the 3rd round it's going to be head-to-head, and we're going to call it Stump the VAS because he's the one you're stumping. So So we'll go through this by the rounds, all right? So the first round is called leading off. So we have 3 different lists in this round, and each contestant is going to take a turn naming these players on this list. And Jalen's gonna go first since he was the first on the call. And we're gonna go in a clockwise, at least in clockwise that I can see on Skype. I don't know if it's differently on the screen when you guys are watching, but I'm just gonna go clockwise from what I'm looking at. Okay, so yeah, each contestant names a player, but if you can't name a player, or if you can't name a player, if you give a wrong answer, or you give an answer that somebody already said, then you're eliminated for the rest of that question, and we keep going until everybody's been named or everybody's been taken away. All right.
All right.
So that's round one.
Chat.
So you guys ready?
I think so, yeah.
Let me finish here.
Chat.
Getting the score.
Okay.
Name a player or
What's that, Jalen?
Can't hear you, Jay.
name a player, just like any player, or like
Well, I'm gonna give you what the list is, and then you'll start naming them. You only give what's one at a time, so you'll name one, and then wait a minute. And then Daniel will give another, and then Travis will give another, and then Aaron will give another.
Okay.
All right.
And just after that happens, let me know how to score it. So
Yeah, each one is worth 1 point.
okay,
All right.
let's do
All right,
it.
So we ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. It's time to stump the VAS. Now, this first list, you have to name. There are 16 quarterbacks. So I want you to name the 16 quarterbacks taken in the first round of the NFL draft since 2016. So there's 16 of them.
Holy shit.
So Jalen, you go first. You name one of them.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes is correct. Daniel?
Deshaun.
sorry.
What?
And you get a point for that. So yeah, that's 1 point for Jalen.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's correct. Daniel gets a point. Trav?
Lamar Jackson.
Yep, Lamar Jackson's another. So you get a point. Aaron?
Sorry, I was doing the score there.
It's okay.
Mitch Trubisky.
Yep, that's another one. So you get a point. Back to you, Jalen.
Deshaun Watson.
Correct. You get another point. Daniel?
Sam Darnold.
That's correct. You get another point.
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. Yep, that's right. Aaron?
Fuck me. What the hell? I don't know. I can't.
So you can't give an answer. All right, so that means you're out of this question. So it's up to the three of you. Jalen, back to you. One, two, three, four.
Hello?
There has to be.
What'd you say?
There has to be a time limit.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, Carson Wentz. I'm counting 10 seconds, but
Oh, okay.
you kind of had a little bit.
Oh wow!
longer,
You know,
but
I was
you're
gonna
fine.
I was gonna name him, but I thought that was 2015 for some reason.
Oh, okay. So, another point for Jalen. Daniel.
Tua Tagovailoa.
That's right. Another point for you. Trav.
Jalen Hurts.
What'd you say?
Jalen Hurts.
Jay, what?
Jalen Hurts.
No, he wasn't a first round pick.
I was shooting in the dark.
So you're out for this round. So let me
Haha.
see, you had
You're
you
out
had
with me.
2 points or 3 points. Okay, well you probably know Aaron. Jalen, back to you.
I have 3.
Yeah, you have 3 points right now.
Um,
Can't hear.
Wait a second.
Thumbs up.
Time's up. Jalen,
Time's
you're
up.
out for this question. All right, so Daniel, you name one more player, and then that's it for the round.
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert's right. So you get another point. All right, so the other quarterbacks that you guys missed, Jared Goff, Paxton Lynch, Baker
Oh,
Mayfield,
gosh.
Josh Rosen, Daniel Jones, Joe Burrow, and Jordan Love.
Why didn't we say all these people? It's so obvious. I mean, what the hell, really?
All right, so I believe.
I don't have the score right, so let me know what it is.
Okay, I believe Jalen has 3, Daniel has 4, Travis 3, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have 2.
No,
I
wait.
have 1.
I think
You have
Travis
one.
you stopped
Okay.
at 2, didn't you?
I have 3.
Yeah. I
Lamar,
think it's
Travis has 2. I have 1.
Lamar,
Okay.
Travis has 2. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Let's do it.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Dwayne Haskins.
All right.
Von Allen, I have 3.
Yeah, and Dwayne Haskins. That's right. You guys missed that one too. All right. So for the next list, and Daniel's gonna start off this round since Jalen started the second one. You have to name the 20 players who had 5 or more games of 150 plus receiving yards in a game in the 2010s. So that's 2010 to 2019. The 20 players who had 5 or more games of 150 or more receiving yards in a game.
Okay. Julio Jones.
AB.
Wait. Hold on. I said Daniel first, Jalen.
Yeah.
So we're going in order. So you get a point for that. He had 15 games, by the way.
Oh my
crap.
gosh.
Calvin Johnson.
Trav is correct. He had 13 games.
Wow.
Aaron? You know, you could steal Jalen's answer since he already said it.
Antonio Brown?
Yeah. He had 15.
Okay. Shaq, are you writing down the score? That way I can think about the answer and not have to...
I should. I don't know
Okay.
why I'm not. Let me see. Jay, you have 5, right? No, 4.
Jay has
4.
Jay has
Daniel
3. Well, Jay has 3 because he hasn't gone yet in this round.
Right.
And I
okay,
have
so
5. Travis has 3. Aaron has 2 now.
5,
Okay.
3.
Sorry, audience. We'll get the hang of it here.
Yeah.
It's just a new
So
system.
you said Brown. Now, Jalen, your turn.
Beckham.
Beckham is right. He had 6. So you
I'll say DeAndre Hopkins.
that's right. He had 7.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald, is he on this list? Nope, he's not on this list.
Wow.
So
What?
nope. So Trav, you're out for this question. So Aaron,
I call garbage.
Wes Welker.
no, he did not have any either.
Who did you say?
What?
Did you
Said
say?
Wes Welker. Nope, not Wes
Limbowski.
Welker. So you're out for this question too. So let's see. I guess I go back to you, Daniel. Yeah. I go
No,
back
it's
to you.
Jalen. It's Jalen next.
Oh wait, no, it's Jalen. It's Jalen.
Last. Those last first.
Jalen, we have to be able to see you and hear you.
I'm last, am I?
Yeah, and Aaron just went, so you're next.
Adam Thielen.
Adam Thielen, nope, not on this list. So you're out for this round too. So Daniel, one more answer.
Let's see. Oh, Moss isn't going to be 2010s. What about Josh Gordon?
Nope, not on
Not
this list either. So that's it. All right. So at the end of this round, Jalen has 4, Daniel has 6, Travis 3, and Aaron has 2. So the rest of these players, T.Y. Hilton had 12.
Wow.
AJ Green had 10. Mike Evans had 9. Deshaun Jackson had 9. Jordy Nelson had 6. Jeremy Maclin had 6. Vincent Jackson had 6. Andre Johnson had 6. Victor Cruz had 6. Keenan Allen had 5. Sammy Watkins had 5. Michael Thomas had 5. Steve Smith Sr. had 5. And Demaryius Thomas had 5.
Okay. So
that's
the
it.
score is Daniel 6, Jalen
Yep.
4,
Yep.
Travis 3, and me 2.
Yep.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. Now, wow, boy, we're going real fast. This going real fast. All right, so now, so Travis, your turn now to go first. Name the 19 players who have had 19 or more sacks in a season. So, Trav, you're up first. 19 players who have had 19 or more sacks in the season.
Michael Strahan.
Yep, that's one. Aaron?
J.J. Watt.
That's 2. 3. Jalen?
Lawrence Taylor.
Yep. That's 3 for you. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 for you. Daniel?
Julius Peppers.
Not on this list.
Wow. Surprised by that.
Out for the round, Daniel. All right, so Trav?
Bruce Smith.
That's right. So you get 5 now. Aaron?
The Cowboy, Jared Allen.
Jared Allen, yep. So
Got my
you
last
got 4
name.
now. Jalen?
Reggie White.
Reggie White, is he? Yep, he's on this list. So you have 6 now. All right, so Trav?
John Randall.
And no, not on this list. So you're up for the round, Trav. Aaron, back to you.
Oh God. Kevin Green.
No. You're out for the round too, Aaron. So Jalen, you have the opportunity to give me one more answer. Who's that?
Charles Haley.
Nope, not Charles Haley. So that's it.
Any chance that Jason Pierre-Paul is on the list?
No, he's not on the list either.
Okay, I was going to say him.
All right,
Okay,
so
I need an updated score.
Okay, so Jay has 6, Daniel has 6, Trav has 5, and you have 4.
Okay.
So let me see that. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, we're gonna have to do a tiebreaker because somebody has to be cut off, and we have a tie between Daniel and Jay. So.
Aren't you only cutting one, and we have the high score, so.
Yeah, but we have to do a tiebreaker. So, but we'll do that after I give you the rest of the answers because you guys.
Oh, so you have to cut 2 at once?
No. What I'm saying is one person has to be cut from the round. So we have to do a tiebreaker so we can get to 1. But
I'm low man.
Yeah. So the rest of the players: Clyde Simmons, Robert Quinn, Chandler Jones. I'm surprised nobody knew.
Ugh.
I actually wondered if he was on that list.
Chandler.
Mark Gastineau,
Yep.
DeMarcus Ware, Alden Smith, Robert Mathis, Tim Harris, Shaquille Barrett, who recently did it, Derek Thomas,
Oh yeah.
Aaron Donald, Chris Dolman, and Justin Houston.
Wow.
Justin Houston, really?
Yep.
Wow. I mean, I knew he was good. I didn't know he had one of those. You know, J.G. Watt did it twice.
Yeah, he did it twice. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So, so the tiebreaker. So we're gonna have to do between. Yeah. Wait a minute. Well, who had the lowest point? I guess we're gonna have to do it between the three of you guys. So, Aaron, you stay out of this one because we need to eliminate somebody.
Okay.
So,
It's 6 to 5 though. I don't
get how Travis was just eliminated.
oh wait, 6
I'm
to
out.
5. Oh wait, I'm looking at this.
I'm the
wrong.
lowest.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm the lowest one, so I
This
might
one's
as well
one.
sit
So,
out.
Trav, sorry. Oh wow, I'm looking at the score wrong. Oh, I'm a dummy. Trav, you have the lowest score, so unfortunately you're eliminated. So, yeah.
Wait, how is he
Thanks for
eliminated?
calling in.
Didn't I lose?
No,
it's because of VAS
the
privilege.
show's called Stump the VAS. So we
Oh,
can't eliminate you yet.
You have VAS privilege.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Sorry, Trev.
That's the way the show works, man.
You stumped him and still lost.
I was willing to keep you on.
Like for the game, no. All right, but Aaron knows that he can't be on this. All right, so he can't be on this round. So now in round 2,
You would have heard that, is what I'm saying. If the other headphones will work better. So.
in round 2, all the points, like you could just forget about what we just did. So all the points are gone. Each contestant is going to start with 100 points. So Jalen, you have 100, and Daniel, you have 100. All right.
100?
So Aaron, that right? Yeah. See why we're doing this in a minute.
Oh,
You're not playing
Jalen.
this.
Jalen. What happened now? Did you fall out of your chair again?
Oh, I missed
No.
that.
I just had to go do something real quick.
That was very loud.
I missed that one this time.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm out on this one. All right.
Yeah. All right. So Daniel and Jalen, this round you start with 100 points each. I'm gonna read off. It's called Remember When. So
Okay.
I'm gonna read off an NFL event. We're gonna do 5 of these, and then we're gonna do 2 ultimate year questions at the end. So in this first part, every year that you're off, we're gonna deduct a point. So,
Okay.
and then in the ultimate year portion, 2 points will be deducted if you're wrong, but 2 points are added if you're correct. Got it?
So, like, do we?
So are we answering the same question?
Yeah.
Yes.
So do we have to write it down then?
Let me see. Do you? Yeah, you might have to. Yeah.
That way we're not duplicating our answer. So
Yeah.
Hold on, man. I need to get a pen or something. No one told me I needed to write down stuff for this thing. That was like you did not tell me I had to be prepared to do that.
Well, you got to keep yourself on your toes, man.
Well, you're gonna have to give me a minute. I have to go get one.
All right. Well, yeah. So I'll just keep explaining the rule. So you guys are gonna alternate guessing the year, and each, like I said, 100 points each. So you lose a point if you guess the exact year, you gain a point.
okay.
But if for every year you're off, you lose a point.
Okay.
And then after the end of the initial 5 years, whichever one of you has less points going into the ultimate year questions, give you a choice of 2 categories. And then the opponent has to answer the question from the other category.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I get that.
All right.
With Jay gone and
I didn't even hear it
and-
because I was just busy talking.
with Jay gone and Aaron gone for that sec, I felt like Garth in Wayne's World when Wayne walks off the set and just like.
Yeah, we really did. Is that
Right.
because
Freaking pen and paper now.
you could have just did it on your phone like a note app and showed your phone? But it's okay. Pen and paper is probably better. So yeah, you guys ready?
I think so.
I wait for Jay to finish doing what he has to do.
Thank you. All right, now.
All right. So yeah. So here's the first NFL event. Eagles wide receiver Deshaun Jackson returns a punt for a touchdown in the final seconds of the game between the Eagles and the Giants. It's known as the Miracle at the Meadowlands. What year did that take place? So guess the year.
My pen's not writing. I got another one. Hang on.
Let me see if the chat knows what year. Daniel says it's 2015. What do you say, Jay? You said 2000 what?
Seven.
It says 2007.
2007. It was 2010.
Okay.
So that's
I was off by 5. He was off by
off by
3.
5. He was off by 3. So you have 97 points, Jay, and Daniel has 90. I'm not good at math, so.
Lucky
Right.
for us, I am.
Thank you. You're gonna have to help me. Okay. Now the second event. Akron Pro star Fritz Pollard becomes the first black head coach in the NFL. What year was that? You guys ready?
I guess.
Come on, guys.
Jay?
79.
At 72.
1970. It was 1921.
Well, okay. So
I knew it was a long time ago. I didn't know it was that old, though.
I'm
So
happy
let's
I
see.
not that much.
So, who said 79? You
he did.
Okay,
He
he
did.
did.
So he loses 58 points,
All right, so
and I only lose 51 points.
39. So he has 39, and you have minus 44.
Right.
All right. Wow, you guys gotta have some points coming up. Number 3, owners adopt instant replay on a limited basis as an officiating tool.
It's the first time?
Yes, for the first time, owners adopt instant replay on a limited basis as an officiating tool. Ready?
Okay.
I have 1963.
Ooh,
I had 2000.
It was 1986.
So I was off by 14, and what year was it?
1986.
And he had 1963, so he was off by 23. Wow, was that early? So I should be at 30 points.
Yeah, you're 30, and Jay is at, let's see, 39 minus what? Is he at negative points?
God, no.
Yeah, Yeah, he lost 20. I think he lost what, like 23 there?
Yeah, 23, I would say.
Plus 23.
No, he's at 16.
Okay, so yeah, -7.
No, yeah, -7, because, yeah. Okay. Number 4. NFL becomes the first major let's start again. NFL becomes the first major sports league to establish a website on the internet.
Okay.
93.
I have 94.
Ooh, close. 95.
Ah.
So 29 and what is it? -9 now? All right. And the last one. The season is reduced from 16 to 15 games as a result of a 24-day players' strike.
1983.
I had 84.
1987.
Yeah.
So you have 26. And Jay has, -12? Well, I guess it doesn't matter, really. All right, so now those are the 5 initial years. So now the ultimate year. Jay, since you have the lowest point total at this point, you get to, what do you get to do? Yeah, you get to choose between these 2 categories for the ultimate year. And now, Daniel gets to choose the year. You have to answer the question from the other category. So the 2 categories are overtime and NFL draft. Which one should he do? Well, because you're going to be picking for him, technically.
Okay. Overtime and NFL draft. NFL draft.
All right. So this ultimate year. So NFL draft debuts a new 3-day format with the first 2 days in prime time. So what year is
that was recent. That was 2015.
2010.
Wow, that's wow. I didn't realize it was that long ago now. Feels so much more recent.
It does. Let's see. So let me see. We got 21, and just for kicks, Jay. This is just for kicks because you've already been eliminated. But this is the overtime question. 25 overtime games were played in this year, which was the most ever at that time.
Okay.
What year is that?
Let me hear the question.
25 overtime games were played in this year, which was the most ever at that time.
Okay. 24 overtime games were played this year, which were the most ever at this time. Hello?
Yeah. What year?
What year was it the most ever before this?
Oh, what year was it the most ever? At that time.
This year?
It was 2000. All right, so Jay, that's it for you. Thanks for playing, man. Appreciate it. Thanks. All right, so and Aaron. All right,
Oh, wow.
so
I advanced without having to do anything. Cool.
that's what the show is. But you can still lose. That's what this round is.
Okay, so
So,
now how's the score
now-
work?
So now how's it going to work is you and Daniel are going to face off one-on-one. I'm going to give you 4 different categories, each of which deals with one specific subject. So each category has 3 questions in it, and each one is worth 1, 2, and 3 points. So Daniel is going to pick your categories, Aaron, and you're going to pick for him. So every answer you get wrong is a strike. 3 strikes and you're out. So, and each of you is allowed 1 pass, meaning you can pass a question, or you can pass to your opponent if they pass, but you can pass back as well. So you can only use it once though. So you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the score settings now?
It's gonna be 1, 2, and 3 points.
So
Questions.
Zero, I mean,
And
right
there are
now
4
it's 0-0.
Right now it's 0-0.
All right. I guess Nightwalker is not on tonight. He normally keeps score
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, I guess not.
All right.
All right. So, Daniel, you pick for Aaron, and pick the point total. And I'm gonna give you the categories first, actually. So, here are the categories: Miracle, win or lose. So, what that means is, see if you can remember if these winning Miracle teams won or lost their next playoff game. All right, so that's category 1. Category 2 is running back to the 80s. Get it? So it's all about running backs in the 1980s. So number 3 is missing word. I'll give you the definition of a word, and you have to tell me the name of the team that fits the definition. And category 4 is 2 timing folks. These players have performed feats and failures twice, and you have to name them.
Okay, that all of them?
Yep, that's all the categories. So which one should Aaron go for first?
How about 2 timing folks?
All right, so this is for 1 point. Aaron, he had 500 plus passing yards in a game in 2011 and 2017. That's right. Aaron has a point. Aaron, what should Daniel go for? For how many points? 2 or 3? Yep. 3. All right. He had a 0% pass completion on at least 5 attempts in a game in 1988 and 1998.
Brett Favre.
No. Nope.
Wow.
It's Jim Harbaugh. All right. So that's a strike for you, D. And let me see. Who answered that? Who tried to answer that? You did. All right. So you pick for Aaron again.
Same category. Final one.
All right. For 2 points, Aaron, he had 3 plus rushing touchdowns in a game in 2000 and 2007. Nope. That's a strike for you. It was Dante Culpepper. Yeah. Oh, they're saying the stream is lagging and they can't hear.
What's the problem?
They're saying they can't hear you.
How about now?
Let's see.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think it's I'm getting a signal. They can hear it.
Oh, okay. All right.
There's just a delay.
So-
Remember? So.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Aaron has 1 and 1 strike, and Daniel has a strike. So Aaron, go ahead and pick for Daniel.
I want to check out that running back thing.
Running back to the 80s for 1 point. Thurman Thomas was not selected until the second round of the 1988 draft. Why? Either injury, arrest, or cancer.
Injury.
That's right. It was a painful knee injury, affected the draft stock. Bills took him with the 40th pick. All right, so that's 1 for Daniel.
Same category, 2 points.
All right, Aaron. There was another Kurt Warner in the NFL, but this one was a running back whose name started with C. He drafted in 1983. He went to a team that never had a 1,000-yard rusher or playoff appearance to that point. What was that team? Was it
Seattle
the
Seahawks.
Oh, you're right. Yep, rushed for 1,449 yards. Seahawks
I remember.
made it all the
that.
way to the
I remember
AFC
him.
Championship game
Yeah.
in his rookie year. Aaron?
Same category.
All right,
Number
so
3.
this is 3 point. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. That was 2 points. So you get 2 points for that.
Actually, what are the other categories? I'm curious.
The other categories
That we
are
haven't used.
miracle win or lose, and missing word.
Actually, let's do miracle, win or lose.
Okay,
Change it up.
wait. So for 1 point, this was the 1998 wild card NFC game. Terrell Owens hauled in a 25-yard touchdown from Steve Young in traffic with 4 seconds left. Did they win or lose their next playoff game?
98. They lost.
That's right. They lost to the Falcons, 20-18 in the divisional.
Yep.
So 1 point.
What's the word category?
Missing
It's
word.
missing word.
Missing word. Let's go to that one.
All right, for a point. For Aaron. A statement of money owed for goods or services supplied.
I don't understand. What's the question?
This is the definition of a word. You have to give me the team that the meaning of the word is. So
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
so
Say it
a
again.
statement of money owed for goods or services supplied.
Oh, Buffalo Bills.
That's right.
That's cute. I like it.
I like that.
All right. So your turn again.
I like that. Let's do 2 for Daniel.
All right, 2 points.
If he gets it right, it'll tie the game.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, you're right, because it's 2. 43-ton German tanks of World War II with a 75mm gun as its main armament.
Say that again.
43-ton German tanks of World War II with a 75mm gun as its main armament. Armament.
I'm blanking. Titans?
Ooh, no. Panther.
Wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah. So that's 2 strikes for Daniel. All right, so your pick?
Let's running back to the 80s.
Running back to the 80s for 3 points. All right.
Ooh, this is gonna be a hard one.
Maybe, maybe not. Walter Payton had a lot of nicknames during his tenure, but what was not one of them? Sweetness, Little Man, or Little Monk?
Little man.
That's right.
That was easy.
That's why I said maybe, maybe not. Aaron?
I want that word association thing again for Daniel.
All right.
That'll put him within 2 of me if he gets it right.
Yeah, and there's still those 2 and 3 for the miracle games. For 3 points, streams of a liquid, gas, or small solid particles forcefully shooting forth from a nozzle, orifice, etc.
Me on a Saturday night.
Pass.
Aaron, you can pass
Oh.
it back because you have a pass too.
Oh, I
But
didn't
you
even
can
expect.
answer.
I didn't anticipate that, so I wasn't even thinking. Can you
Yeah.
say it one more time? Because I was thinking perverted
Streams
shit.
of a liquid, gas, or small solid particles forcefully shooting forth from a nozzle, orifice, etc.
That's bizarre. What the hell would that be?
It won't be if I give you the answer.
Yeah, I actually think I might know it now.
Do you want to pass it back to Daniel? But if you do, you'll risk giving 3 points away. But if you answer, you might risk getting a strike.
What the hell? This is a good one. Good job, Shaq. That's bizarre. And what happens if I get it wrong? I get a strike?
Get a strike, and that's 2 strikes.
I'm going to take a chance and say Jets.
How did you get that?
It's jets. I knew that. Yeah, it's shooting through jets. Yeah.
Wow,
Jet
dude.
stream,
Wow.
jet stream. Because I went through every single team in my head just now, every team, and that is the closest thing that made any sense. Everything else was just complete nonsense. And I thought jet stream, okay, jet stream, fine. So
Wow. So let me see. 2, 3. I think you win, Aaron, because there's only 5 points.
was that
left
worth
in
3
the
points?
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was worth 3. Yeah.
Are there no more
But,
questions?
no, there are 2 more. There's
Let's
2
keep
in the
playing anyway,
miracle
just for fun.
category.
Yeah.
All right. So Daniel,
Mhm.
well,
I didn't catch that. What'd you say, Shaq?
I'm saying which one should of the 2 or 3 points of the miracle question.
3 points.
All right. 1987 AFC Championship, which also known as the fumble. Ernest Byer was running in for the tying score and lost the ball thanks to a Jeremiah Castillo strip. Broncos 38, Browns 33. Did they win or lose their next playoff game?
The Broncos lost.
Yep. In
They lost
Super
the Super Bowl.
Bowl 22.
Yeah, they
Yep.
lost to the Niners, didn't they?
Redskins.
Redskins.
Bro, it was the
Um,
one of the
Super
Redskins. Oh, okay.
uh,
I knew they didn't win though.
see, look, Daniel, that makes the game a lot different now.
Yeah.
Because it was 10-2,
Well, I can't
and
see.
now.
I can't see the score, but I'll take. Your
Okay,
word
well
for
now
it.
it's 10-5, so it's not as bad. That's why I went for
It's
the
more
3. So
respectable.
yeah.
Yep. And the last,
And obviously I get the last one. So
yeah. The 2010
actually, I won anyway. Give it to Daniel and see if he can get closer. So,
passing.
or you can pass
The
it.
2000. You can't because he already
Can't pass.
passed.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Why don't you just
2010
ask it and we'll just do a fun thing where the first one to answer wins. How about that?
Okay.
All right.
The 2010 AFC wild card. Well, this is probably pretty easy. Demaryius Thomas caught an 80-yard touchdown from Tim Tebow for the fastest overtime win
The
ever.
Broncos lost.
Yep, and we know who they lost.
Because Tom Brady
45-10.
threw like 5
They got-
touchdowns in a half the next game.
They got destroyed.
Yep. I've watched that. I've watched both of those games many times.
So see now, look, the final score is now 10-7.
Yes, and
Yep.
I
Much
feel
better.
better about this.
Yes. There you go.
So Aaron wins. He has not been stumped.
Yep. But
Good game, Daniel.
if we counted the points from the first round of this, it would be even closer.
Yeah.
I think it would be tied.
Yeah, and if we added I think we had 21 points or something in the second round, you probably would have.
I wouldn't count those because those were so up and down and off the wall. But that first round where we both competed, I had 4, he had 1. It was tied.
Just in my defense, in the first round, I was a little spaced out, and I was trying to do the score and figure out what the hell was happening, and I'm just so. But think what you want, Daniel. Jackass. Jackass. What movie's that from? What?
Happy Gilmore,
2.
of course.
Okay.
Now, if we were doing movies, I would win.
Well, a guy named See It Twice. You better be damn good at it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Amadeus.
Dude, that's a phenomenal movie.
I
Very
watched
good.
saw it when I was 17, and that. I mean,
Yes.
I've been watching movies all my life. That movie changed me.
Have you ever seen it, Shaq?
I've never seen that.
It's about Mozart, and you should watch it. Dude,
That's why my cat's name is Mozart.
it's oh yeah. To watch what he did and to see it is just strange. Like, what the hell? No mistakes in his sheet music. No mistakes. Coming from a musician, that is not human.
It is the best depiction of genius and envy ever filmed, and it's funny. It's great drama. The music, the way the music is presented, is almost emotionally overwhelming. Like the scene where they do Don Giovanni, like
Yeah, oh, I love that part. Yeah.
it's incredible. It's incredible. I mean,
And
such an
Salieri,
amazing movie.
Salieri, he reminds me of the music version of a Brady hater, or like you know he's awesome and you get it, but you hate it. It's like
Yeah.
you know.
But he would be the Brady hater at the very least that appreciated it. He would be more
That's what I mean. Yeah.
the saboteur. You want to
Yeah.
tear him down because he knows he's so good.
Exactly.
Which really is probably how most Brady haters actually are. They know he's great and they're trying to tear him down.
My favorite movie of all time is Seven.
It is a great movie. Though that's actually not even my favorite David Fincher movie. I love Zodiac. I absolutely love Zodiac. But Seven's great too.
I like Zodiac, but not that much.
Yeah, I mean Fincher's a great director altogether. I mean he's
Sure.
he's done a couple of not so great movies, but
What's your favorite movie, Shaq?
Is this gonna disqualify me?
No, unless it's Transformers.
What do you mean?
No, oh god, no. There was a movie I watched with my grandfather a long time ago. It's probably the worst movie ever made, but it had me crying laughing, and I like to laugh. So it's Baby's Day Out. Have you ever heard of that movie?
Yes.
I had headaches just laughing with my grandfather about that movie, and it's just my favorite.
Were you
I
laughing
put it on.
because of how bad it was?
No, well, I guess the last time I saw it was when I was little, so I guess it's my favorite because it's
a good memory.
I guess
too.
I associate the memories of it more, which makes it. I guess that's what makes it my favorite. But if I watched it now, I'd be like, no, this crap is terrible. Why am I watching it?
I mean, because I do like watching bad movies. I do get a kick out of watching. I mean, I watched that Disney movie Artemis Fowl recently. It is hilarious. It's so bad. It's so hilariously bad. I mean, I would never call it a good movie, but it probably in the next couple of years will be one of those campy, those kind of cult followed so bad it's good movies.
Because
it's bad.
You guys ever watch the show Big Bang Theory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know Penny, she's in a movie called Serial Apist.
Yeah.
Oh,
I honestly want to see that movie.
Oh yeah, if that were a real movie, I would totally watch that. I would totally watch that.
It's so bad. But a lot of my favorite movies are actually very old movies, like The Robe. Have you ever seen The Robe?
I actually haven't seen that yet. I know about it. I
Yeah.
haven't seen that one yet.
That was good. I love The Ten Commandments, and I
Yeah,
love
that's a great
Quo Vadis. Everyone should see Quo Vadis because Nero is the first rock star. So the Emperor Nero is the first rock star. If you watch Quo Vadis, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's freaking hilarious, dude. But
I'll tell you one of my favorite old movies, and if a lot of people are familiar with Black Swan, the Natalie Portman movie, and that's a really good movie.
Oh yeah.
But in somewhere between 48 and 50, there was a movie called The Red Shoes, which was way ahead of its time. It's similar subject. That is an incredible movie. It's actually based on a Hans Christian Andersen story. That is such a good depiction of somebody becoming so obsessive that they kind of go crazy, and it, ultimately kills them. I mean, it's amazing, and it's a huge inspiration on Black Swan. If you've seen Black Swan and then you watch The Red Shoes, you can absolutely see it, and it's incredibly it's a beautiful movie. Like in terms of the design, it's gorgeous. That's a really underrated old movie.
I'll check it out now because I like Black Swan, especially one particular scene. Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman, they're a little friendly. Luke said, "I'm not a movie buff at all, but I'd win a gaming quiz on this channel." Gaming quiz.
I could challenge on that too.
What's your favorite game, Daniel?
Luke's or mine? The Mass Effect trilogy.
What about you, Shaq?
oh wow, favorite game, man. Whew. I have a lot. I can't really think of one because I have a lot. What about you?
My favorite of all time is probably Metroid. All the Metroids.
I knew that was coming.
Oh yeah, I remember you said that.
But modern games, like not from the back then, because also I'd have to include Zelda as well. But as
definitely.
modern games, Halo, and when Halo 2 came out, when it went online, I was at one time I was ranked in the top 5 in the world at Halo.
Really?
Wow.
Yep.
That's awesome.
That's a lot of dedication.
As far as this current generation goes, I am a huge fan of Bloodborne. I think Bloodborne's it reignited my. It's very old school because it's very difficult. It's one of those games like in old school where you'd have to master it before you'd be good at it, and I really didn't know just how casual I'd become in terms of overcoming difficulty. I thought playing like veteran on Call of Duty was a big deal. The From Software games are so much more challenging, but when you get good at them, as they say, they're really awesome.
Hey, but one of my favorites though is Dark Souls, like the first, like in 2011.
I love Dark Souls 3 especially.
Yeah.
Dark Souls 3 is really good. I like Sekiro a lot too, but the problem with Sekiro is when you play it after the first time, it's not hard anymore. Like it kind of trains you in its style so well that by the time you've beaten it once, going through it a second and third time it's a cakewalk.
Well, I felt that way. I felt that way with Grand Theft Auto 5. Like once I went through a few missions, it was pretty easy. Like it was like, dude, I just went like it was so simple, and I was like, I wish it was harder,
Yeah.
But I also say one of my favorite series of all time is Assassin's Creed. Now I downloaded because I had a membership thing, but I downloaded the new one with Egypt, ancient Egypt.
The Origins, yeah.
But I haven't played it yet. Have you guys? Do you know if it's any
Played
good?
a little bit of it.
Oh.
I have played a little of it. What I've played is good so far.
Now, in my opinion,
But,
Assassin's Creed 3 is the best one of all of them.
Really?
And I'm partial to that also
I've
because
always been partial to.
the Revolutionary War, and so I
Yeah.
love the of that aspect of it. But yeah.
I played a little bit of it, but they remastered it for PS4 and Xbox, so I have that in my queue to play coming up. So I'll finally get a chance to really dig into that one fairly soon, I guess. Yeah, Mass Effect is like I'm wearing like a Mass Effect ring. My only tattoo is a Mass Effect tattoo. That's easily my favorite
nice.
one.
I only have
Yeah.
one tattoo as well. It's on my entire back. It's Christ on the cross.
Awesome.
My dad, he said Mozart, born January 27th, 1756, died December 5th, 1791. And the reason I'm pointing this out is my dad's kind of a freak about this. But you can name any date, and he can tell you, or you can, name any date, and he will tell you what happened on that day.
Wow.
Wasn't that Mary Lou Henner or somebody that don't they have like that thing, that memory?
Oh, you mean like that eidetic memory?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that. I like people have eidetic memory for different things though. It's not across the board. Like JFK, for example, they always said he had it's called a photographic memory, but there's no such thing as that. That's just what people call it. But it's an eidetic memory. But with JFK, it's like he could read a newspaper and remember basically almost all, not word for word exactly like a computer, but he'll remember everything that he read. And then there's
Speaking of JFK,
people. So
speaking of JFK, my favorite all-time author, C.S. Lewis, he died the same day as JFK.
oh, really?
Yep. And if you don't know who C.S. Lewis is, he's the guy who wrote the Chronicles of Narnia, and he also wrote a lot of like Screw Tape Letters, Mere Christianity, stuff like that. Yeah, I love his work.
My favorite author is Dante Alighieri.
Yeah.
Although that's a poet, not a novelist, but whatever.
But I mean, he wrote like he wrote the Divine Comedy. It's pretty iconic.
Let's see.
I do think Brad Pitt's little rant in Seven about Dante was really funny when they hand him the cliff notes. He starts throwing it around.
Oh, it's fantastic. Fucking
That cracks
Dante,
me.
damn poetry writing faggot piece of shit.
That cracks me up every time.
I can quote that whole movie, dude.
The
Seriously.
movie actually was where I realized just how good of an actor he was.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, like, the last scene of that movie, I've seen people, like, there's this channel called Looper, and they were saying stuff like his acting was terrible in that last scene. And I was just mind-boggled. I was like, what are you talking about? They acting is just perfect.
Dude, that is perfect. Those are film snobs. Those are people that spent too much time on IMDb.com and before they got rid of the comment section and think that they're all knowing about movies. They're just idiots. But
either that or they're the Rob Parkers. They're hot take artists.
you know what kind of person I am with movies? I obviously because some of the movies I mentioned, I love movies that are great that could win an Oscar, for example, right? Or movies that make you think. But I can also go into the movie theater and enjoy a popcorn flick.
Absolutely.
Like when me and my brother, when I visited my brother, we went to watch Terminator, the new Terminator. It's not the greatest thing I've ever seen. Okay? And there's a lot of terrible crap in it that's just like makes you go, oh God.
Yeah.
But I'm able to just go in, turn my IQ off, and just enjoy it. As if I'm a kid again.
Well, I mean,
just
those are the
like
ones
as much as I love movies like, as much, I love movies like Amadeus and stuff like that. Blade Runner is one of my favorite movies. I love thought-provoking movies, but I mean, one of my favorite movies is Once Upon a Time in Mexico, which is a certifiable B movie, but it is so much fun. The music is great in it. It's shot beautifully. It's just every time I watch it, I have so much fun, and I don't have to think every time I watch something. One of my favorite movies last year was Ready or Not. That was a great movie. It was a blast.
Well, that's what I'm saying. These people that go to the theater to watch Transformers, and then they come out going, the acting was terrible. I couldn't believe the script. I'm like, script? What script? I didn't know there was a script in Transformers. I didn't know it was supposed to be.
Yeah, for me, it's like, if I don't mind a concept that's goofy or dumb, just sell me on it. All you gotta do is sell me on it. That's like Pacific Rim. It's a goofy movie. It sold me. Transformers I don't like because it didn't. I don't like the Transformers movies. I find them kind of annoying, but I get why people like them. I mean, I don't think you're an idiot if you like them. I just don't agree with them. But
you're not going to go in expecting to see, Amadeus, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to.
You go in there expecting to see
Transform. That's what it is. It's just for fun. You got to be able to. But I can't stand those people that do that stuff. It's like, really, man? Come on.
Yeah, it's like, I get if you're not having a good time, but it's like you have to go in with the
it's
you
like
really have to kind of remove expectation altogether. Just know what you're getting into.
Exactly.
It's this kind of movie. Go.
It's like those music critics who were critiquing Livin' La Vida Loca. I'm like, or Who Let the Dogs Out? Or Whoop, There It Is. Or Baby Got Back. Why in the world would you do a music review on those songs? Like, really?
Yeah.
What are you going to say? This wasn't that thought-provoking. It blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude,
It's
really?
like, there is no, it's like, guess what, guys? This song, no real double meaning. It's like a sports anthem.
Yeah.
That's all it's really going to ever be.
It's like,
That's
really?
fine.
I mean, come on. I just don't like snobs in anything. Music snobs, movies, whatever it is. I cannot stand people like that. They think that they're elitist and they think that they're better than everyone else. And it's like, not really.
Well,
dude.
and the funny thing is it works the other way. Is there's movies out there, like I watched this movie. It's a foreign film called The Assassin. Now it's a beautifully shot movie, but it's not really a good one. It's very incoherent in the way it's done. I mean, it's really hard to keep up with what's going on. But and I looked at the reviews, and the reviews were very glowing about how great it was. And I was like, this is one of those movies that people feel smart for pretending to like. And I see so many of those out there that are like, oh, this is such an amazing movie. Then you watch it, it's like, it's nothing special. It's like, I get really turned off by a movie critic who immediately jumps to like Citizen Kane's the greatest movie of all time.
I'm like, so tired of hearing that.
I'm like, it is a very influential movie. It is a good movie, but I'm like, if it's not entertaining, it can't be the greatest. And Citizen Kane is not a super entertaining movie. It's interesting, but it's not a movie you're going to sit down and rewatch over and over again.
You want a movie that you rewatch? The Ghost of Mrs. Muir. Have you ever seen that?
I haven't seen it. I've heard of it. I haven't seen that one.
That's a good one. That's one of my favorite movies. That's one of my dad's favorite movies. He just mentioned it. That's why I remembered it. But that's a great movie. But and my dad will agree with you. He cannot stand that Citizen Kane is always mentioned as the greatest movie of all time. It's like, and by the way, why is movies like that and like Gone with the Wind and The Sound of Music and all those movies, they suck. Have you tried watching those movies? They're terrible.
Some of them do. Some of them do. I mean, I watched. I was looking at the American Film Institute's. They have all those lists and everything, which I enjoy looking at. But they had like their greatest like animated movies, and one of them was Fantasia. And I watched Fantasia, and while I like the music, I was like, this really isn't a movie. Mm-hmm. It's hard to really even call this a movie, and because it's not super entertaining unless you're in the mood to watch. It's right. A presentation. It's something it's like a special. I was like, I don't even like classifying stuff like that as a movie, but watching like something like Citizen Kane, the thing that bugs me about Citizen Kane is the movies it's up against are things like Casablanca, which is a genuinely great movie. Mm-hmm. The Godfather is a genuinely great movie. You want to call that the greatest movie of all time? No issue with that. Wizard of Oz, I just rewatched that the other day. That is an all-time great movie.
That's my favorite movie.
Yeah, I mean, that to me is. Yeah, it's like Wizard of Oz is timeless. Anybody can watch that. But it's like, oh no, but Citizen Kane had all this influence. I'm like, so you're saying it got there first? Who cares? So same people say Snow White's the greatest animated movie of all time because it got there first. I'm like, it's okay. It's nothing special. Getting there first is not that big a deal. I don't care if you get there first. Just
everybody knows the greatest animated movie of all time is G.I. Joe, the movie.
Oh. I thought you were going to say.
For me, it's Toy Story.
Come on, man.
I love Toy Story.
Cobra.
And Toy Story to me actually fits the Snow White category too. But my favorite anime movie is Toy. But I mean, like, I think Rango's one of the best animated movies I've ever seen. That movie cracks me up, and it's a great Western.
I thought you were going to say Team America World Police.
That movie's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
It's not really animated, but it's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay,
Team
It's like
America.
it's like uh,
so he has to
claymation or-
infiltrate the Muslim camp. So they do all this facial reconstruction. All they did was put patchy pubic hair on his face and turban or whatever. And then he walks up and he's like, he goes, he said the language incorrect, and they go, huh? And then he goes, Durka, Muhammad Jihad. And the Muslim guy goes, oh, Durka. What the? Durka. And then he comes in and there's a song in the background singing, and the lyrics are jihad. It's like, what the hell? That's not even. That's a great movie, dude. You know what?
Yeah,
They
it's
make fun
hilarious.
of everybody in that. No one is safe in that movie.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Which is what
Those
I
are the ones I
appreciate
like
about
the most.
Yeah.
Like that's what I appreciate about it. I was like they leave no stone unturned. It's like if you're whatever you are, you're going to be made fun of. I'm like, I'm okay with that.
Actually, dude, that used to be how comedy was. I sat down and watched with my dad. They used to do these old celebrity roasts with the Rat Pack and
Dean Martin.
Dean
Yeah.
Martin. Yeah, exactly. Dean Martin, those guys.
Yeah.
Dude, they went after each
Yeah,
other.
they were Don Rickles and all of them.
Yeah.
Like they was just ruthless.
It didn't matter if you were a woman, if you were black, white, whatever it was.
Jew, like they would
It
just
didn't
go
matter,
off.
dude. It was just like, damn. And
Yeah, and it was really just see who could top the other one. Although one of my favorite roasts of all time was when Norm Macdonald was roasting Bob Saget because he was just roasting the roast. He went up there and bombed on purpose just to roast the roast. And the fun thing to watch is to see which people on that stage get what he's doing. Because some of them are just like, what's going on right now? He's telling all of these like dad jokes like that, and he's not cursing or anything. What's he doing? And then, but there were some that were peppered through the stage, and they were just dying because they were like, "Oh my gosh, he's really doing this." Like I love Norm Macdonald.
I'll tell you one of the greatest roasts of all time, and it wasn't even a roast. It was recently. It was Ricky Gervais at the Oscars. Did y'all see that?
No, the Golden Globes. Yeah, the
Oh,
Golden
yeah,
Globes. Yeah.
Golden Globes.
They would
never let him
But he
go.
kills them every
Damn.
time.
Dude, everything he said was real. It was true. I'm telling you. I lived there. It's true. Remember all those
Oh, it
years?
was
Remember all
hilarious.
those years when they were saying that Michael Jackson's a pedophile and all this other stuff? You want pedophiles? Go to Hollywood. Okay?
Oh yeah.
That is where
One of
the
their
pedophiles
dirtiest
are.
secrets.
Okay? Dude.
It's
But yeah, he doesn't host it anymore because of that. Like because he was so raw
He
and
told
real.
the truth. And he said he said
Well, they keep this was the most recent Golden Globes though that he was hosting.
yeah.
This was
Oh,
the
really?
most recent one. Yeah, so it's
Oh.
He's probably
I mean,
never
it
going
probably
back.
will be the last one, but
Yeah.
I mean, he's done like 5 of them now, I think, and it's just. I wondered for a while. It's like, is this going to be any good? Because he's done it so many times. So I sat there and watched his opening monologue. I was like, oh my gosh, that's the best monologue he's ever given. That's fantastic.
Dude, that was the greatest monologue anyone's ever given. Nobody's ever called out those people like that. I mean, they were in shock. They were all like, oh my God, because it's true. It is true. It's absolutely true.
You could see a few people in that audience, like, and really just comedians. Like they had, like Ray Romano was sitting at Scorsese's table for the that movie he just did. I don't know why I'm blanking on it. The Irishman, and because he was in that movie, and he was like the only person at that table genuinely laughing, because he was like, "Yeah, this is good comedy. This is great," but everyone else was like, he's pointing out our sins."
Daniel, whoever was laughing is probably innocent. Okay?
Yep.
If you weren't laughing, that means you've done something. But
You've
how
done
about
something
all those
or you've
women,
helped someone.
all those women in the crowd, okay, who come out, women's rights and all this stuff, right? And the what is that? The Me Too and
Me Too. Yeah.
trust her and all that, all that stuff.
Believe women.
Believe her.
Leave
and-
all women.
These are the women that slept with Harvey Weinstein
Yep.
and said nothing.
Or ones like Meryl Streep who called him God.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he's God.
Or gave
Wait.
standing ovations to people like Roman Polanski. And I mean, it's
A guy who can't even come back to the United States.
because he raped a teenage girl.
Yeah, he can't even come back, and that's who they glorify, dude. Seriously, and
Yeah.
they still get up on TV, and people still believe what they say. Wow. Okay.
I mean, it's amazing to me. They talk all this stuff about how, sexist or racist that Hollywood is. I'm like, you all are Hollywood. You're calling us. It's like you're calling the fans. You're calling the fans names. They're like, oh, people. It's like people who don't love Black Panther are racist. We're not giving enough roles to Black people. I'm like, I agree, you're not, but that's not my fault. That's your fault. We'll go see anything if it's good. It's like we don't care who the lead is. We don't care if it's a man, a woman, Black or white. It's like if it's good, we'll watch it.
It's because nobody gives a shit. They're the ones making a big deal out of everything. They're the ones that can fix it. It's their problem. It's their. Why are you blaming us? We're just moviegoers. The hell we have to do with it?
And the thing about it is they make fun of like people like Tyler Perry for opening up his own studio and all that stuff. But the thing about it is, Black people are gonna go see their own people. What do you think? Like, we'll go see it if you put us there. But if you're not hiring them, if you're not doing them, then why go to see somewhere else? So like they make fun of those. They like to point at him and say, oh, he's wrong. Why are you doing that? But you're there. You have the most opportunities. Why don't you give them instead of just saying that? Like
it's like if you don't love his movies, okay, fine, I understand. But it's like, I mean, you're Hollywood. You keep complaining about how Black people don't have enough roles. I'm like, that's like his movies are giving a lot of Black people not just roles, but opportunity and notoriety, making them money.
That's what I was trying to say at the beginning of the show tonight about the athletes. All of them are all of a sudden social justice warriors. Where was that last year? Where was that 10 years ago? 15 years? Did this just start all of a sudden? It's all bullshit, dude.
Did Black people being shot? Did that start 2 weeks ago? Because I've been around I'm young. I haven't been around for very long. But,
how many years in a row now has people been killed? Black people been killed in Chicago? That's like a annual.
I mean, everywhere, not just Chicago.
But I'm just saying, everywhere. When have any of those players ever mentioned that?
Never. Well,
when has any of these players ever mentioned the high abortion rate amongst the Black community? When is
the active fathers?
Do you understand? Do you understand, Shaq, that Black people used to be 20% of the population, and now they are down to 13%? How the hell do you lose 7% like that? Do you know how many people that is? That is a massive number, huge number. No one mentioned this. Maybe you should have. All of a sudden now they're.
The thing is, and I said this in the chat,
holding the torch.
The thing is, and I said this earlier in the chat, people, and this goes for everybody, people jump onto things. They like to hang on to things. They like to jump on the thing that's popular. And right now, like, this is popular. Black Lives Matter. It's popular because everybody's doing it. It's human nature. It's like bell bottoms in the 1970s. Like, nobody wanted to wear them, but they were popular. So
like nobody. It has nothing to do with being an individual. It's how can I feel good about myself? This is just trendy now.
Yes.
It's like I don't actually care about this. It's like, but you can feel good. It's like I can feel good about myself if I just do hashtag BLM or something, and I can feel so good about myself.
Or make your Facebook icon a black square. And all of a sudden,
put on your Twitter account, say hashtag BLM and a black fist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, all of a sudden you're a good white person. You're a good white guy.
That's
like, you know what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna go be offended on someone else's behalf.
Like, thank you. Thank you for telling me what I should feel. Thank you for telling me.
Black people are laughing at these guys. They're laughing at them. It's like, what are you doing? Just be you.
It's like you're up here high horse. You're getting fed by the best chefs in the world. You're over here getting free health care, free anything. You don't have to worry about a day in your life. But you're telling me and people who look like me how I'm supposed to feel and what I'm supposed to eat and how I'm supposed to live my life. Like,
well, to me, the worst spokespeople for any kind of social issue are celebrities because these issues don't affect them. It's like when they're talking politics, whether they're pro-socialism or pro-cap, I'm like, these policies have nothing to do with you because you're already rich, you're well off, you're fine. It's like you're fine no matter which direction things go. So you're just trying to feel good about yourself, or maybe there's something coming to you on the side that we don't know about, but one way or another, this doesn't affect you the way it affects the rest of us. It just doesn't. So I don't care what they say. It's like, do I think like telling a basketball player shut up and dribble is necessarily appropriate? Totally, not necessarily, but at the same time, I don't care what they say about stuff. I don't give a crap what people like LeBron James or Colin Kaepernick say about anything, because they're so well off that none of this really is going to affect them.
And they're not really doing anything to change it. They say, "Oh, you have to do it," but what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, where you're just talking, and like you can talk, but what are you doing are you on the ground making stuff happen? And if you're not, then you're useless.
No, they're not. And that's the point. They've never been, and that's what I was trying to say, is that they're so full of shit. And when there are people who do that, they don't get any press coverage. They don't get any
Nobody
attention.
cares. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why I mentioned Anquan Bolden, because this dude is doing the work. He's putting it in.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't agree with him on everything, but that doesn't matter. He's sincere. Why hasn't he been given the attention? Because he is not. He's trying to find a solution, and that's not marketable. That's not like you said, Shaq.
It's boring.
If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah, it's boring.
What Anquan's doing is boring. So
yeah,
that's.
I mean, when
that's
I hear
not gonna lead
people
Sports Center. Oh, Anquan Bolden does this. That's not gonna lead Sports Center. That's not a soundbite that you put on at the A block at the 6 o'clock news. That's not what you do.
I mean, when I hear people say that what Kaepernick did back when he did it in like 2016, when it was courageous, I was like, what was courageous about it? There was no risk involved. He was already on the bench. His career was going down the tubes anyway. He just got it. They're like, oh, but he sacrificed his job. It's like, not really. He didn't have much of a job to look forward to. A guy like LeBron James, tweeting whatever he tweets, I'm like, there's no courage behind that. It's popular now. He's not going to get any. It's like nobody's going to be against him, over what he tweets now. That's not going to affect him. That's no big deal. Whether you agree with what Muhammad Ali did back in his day or not, what he did
was courageous.
That was courageous. Whether you like what he did or not, it was courageous because he actually, I think, what was it, 3 or 4? He got stripped of the heavyweight title.
Yeah, he everything. So, yeah, and
and also while he was breaking records, like, come on, like, don't you think that people would be for that and people would want to get behind that? But no, he gets death threats, he gets letters, and all this type of stuff.
Like, look at the year that was.
So much.
Look at the decade that was.
Yeah, 1970. Yeah, the 70s.
Like that was an era where it was a lot more dangerous to be speaking on stuff, and he wasn't even speaking on stuff. He was just breaking records. He was just being one of the greatest, if not the greatest, baseball player of all time.
I'll tell you something. If Colin had done this in 2012 or 2013, everyone would be like, "Huh." You see what I mean? It changes things.
Yeah. It's a lot different then. But now I have to look.
You know what I find funny? And you know what I find funny? And Brady, nobody talks about his best buddies organization and what he's done. Like, they only talked about it when.
Yeah.
Right, because he doesn't. But they only mentioned it when he was, not leaving it, but he was leaving his position. And that's the only time they mentioned something about it.
Something negative.
And they were like, oh, yeah. And because they were trying to bash him. They were trying to say, oh, you're leaving that. How dare you treat people with special needs that way? Like, what? First of all, he wasn't leaving. And secondly, he's done more than enough so he doesn't have to do anything ever again because he's done more than enough. So
Yeah, he stepped
If
down
LeBron
from the
James wants
local.
legitimate-
He stepped down from the
From the
local
local
chapter
one and
in
to
order to
become
go
the
to the national one.
yeah,
But yet they report it's like this. If Tom Brady cured cancer, they'd say, well, Tom Brady, he whatever, he put those cancer doctors out of work. He put oncologists out of work or whatever.
yeah. They took too long. They should have did it an easier way. It took 3 weeks too long.
Yeah, it's just. I hate the media. I do. I hate them, and I think I know that's funny considering come from me that we have a channel, but I hate them.
Well, we're not
so-
traditional media.
No.
We're independent media, and this is the wave of the future. No matter what they like to say or think.
Everything I see on the internet, everywhere, is nothing but fear mongering, and it's just nonsense. It's all nonsense, and
It's all about narrative, nothing about truth.
I can't believe that in the year 2020 that people have not become numb to it yet. Why are people still falling for this? It's like, my God, by now you would think it's like, oh, okay, whatever. But no, it still affects people. Like, people are still buying into this stuff. It's unbelievable,
Mm-hmm.
But the sports now, it's just so bad. I mean, they have their favorites and the ones they don't like, and that's it. And that's how it is. So.
Mm-hmm. And that's why they're laying the groundwork to dethrone Tom Brady as the GOAT.
He made them all look like a fool. Okay? As a journalism community, he made them look like a fool. He was never supposed to be what he was. That was never supposed to happen. And he kept the chosen ones from becoming what they were supposed to be. And they hate him for it. They hate him for it. And that's the problem. So, people, I don't know. There was a time when greatness was admired and revered, but I don't know anymore. That doesn't seem to happen. But on that note, I'm going to retire for the night, guys.
All right.
Yep,
Thank you
this
so
was
much.
fun.
I had a great time, and it was cool to be back. And all you guys, thank you so much.
All right. Ballin' sports community, good night.
All right, talk
Night.
to you guys later. Bye.
See ya.